Terran player can do about it. Just immediately get everything they're doing scouted was kind of like, meh.
Yeah, I don't know if how much you browse r/Starcraft, but the subreddit's actually been fairly active since this patch, which is good.
Yes,
And
agreed.
someone posted a fantastic meme, basically joking about how Protoss can scout a Thor rush, but then just die to it because they don't have the means to defend it anymore with the new Phoenix or the new hallucinations. So it's just, it's very true. Rings true a little bit. Anyway.
That is very... I hadn't thought about that. I haven't seen a Thor rush in a pro game for a while.
Yeah, I mean, just the concept in general as far as defending rushes goes. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on Whispers of Gold, our first match. It's Gumiho in the bottom right-hand side.
And in the top left of Whispers of Gold, it is Nightmare. So yeah, let's see if he's up on the meta here in this PTR. So, just, a little bit of worker fighting here. Everything is A-okay other than that, and a little bit of a wounded SCV going back to the mineral line, and a healthy SCV chasing off a wounded probe, and yeah, you've seen this before. And as soon as this gateway finishes, let's see if it's going to be a sentry here. Oh wait, Cybercore, sorry, and then a sentry here. So Cybercore, then expand, respecting Gumiho. Not a gateway, and then an expansion. And a Reaper is on the way here on this PVT. The probe could not block the expansion. And so the probe's like, fine, fair enough. And if it's going to be a Reaper, then I better get out of here. But there's like a 40% chance that it's going to be a Marine.
Yeah, good call by Nightmare, getting on out of there. He can always go back in with that probe. And then just, that kind of forces the Terran to stay at home with the Reaper and look for the probe, which doubles as defense for the Protoss, not having to worry about that. However, this probe brushes with death, but manages to not be found, so that is a very happy worker. And an Adept's about to pop out for Nightmare.
There you go. So, another Adept here. So not actually going for a sentry for that scout, intriguingly enough. This is feeling like Nightmare is playing this like a very normal PvT on the current build. Adepts to deal with... I mean, Adepts to deal with the Reaper, obviously. Speaking of, where is the Adept to deal with this Reaper? He's got... Where did it go?
Nightmare got greedy. He sent it across the map, and now he's just going to pay the price of one probe kill so far, which isn't terrible. He's got to pull those injured ones away, and he's doing a good job at it. So minimizing the damage, but still, that's something that Protoss honestly does quite a bit. Have gaps for the Reapers. Maybe it's because Terrans don't go for Reapers as often these days that they get a little greedy. But Nightmare pays the price on that one.
Yeah, and plus Nightmare had an Adept on the other side of the map, was ready to go in there and take down the SCV building the command center and stopped it. Because I guess he was microing on the other side inside of his main, and so the second base comes up for Gumiho, no problem. Now there's Marauders coming across the map. Good grief. Widow Mines in production and a starport, but an interesting 2 Marauder push to start this thing off from Gumiho.
Yeah, Gumiho is just really trying to bully the Protoss in this match. It looks like he's like, hey, you don't have that battery overcharge anymore, so let's see just how easily you can defend things. However, a double Stalker Warping is going to be more than enough to defend against this, and this could actually be a bit of an overcommitment from Gumiho. Nightmare does miss micro one of the Stalkers, though, and actually takes a lot of damage on the second one, so that's a bit needless. He could have microed that without losing a single unit, I feel, because those Marauders didn't have concussive shells.
Right, and it's not even researching. He's just like 2 unupgraded Marauders across the map. What a weird opening. DT Shrine starting up from Nightmare here at 4 minutes. That is some fast DTs. And a Robo. We're going to Warp Prism some of those guys into that main base of Gumiho. You bet your bottom dollar.
Yeah, and that is kind of a good choice by Nightmare as far as the builds go, because Gumiho, he is 3-raxing it. However, there is a tech lab on a starport, so it's probably going to be a Raven, which kind of makes these DTs not good, unfortunately.
No. Reaction time, not good at all. Oh, Nightmare, buddy. Oh, 7 probes down.
Busy microing his Adepts on the other side of the map that made it into Gumiho's base, so he's actually getting a lot of counter damage done. And Yeah, that's actually very good for Nightmare. He's going to get another 1. Can he target down that injured SCV? He doesn't, but still gets 9. 9 for 7 isn't bad for the Protoss.
No, definitely not. I mean, you really wish he could have just pulled those probes while he was microing on the other side, but maybe too much to expect in a crazy situation like that. So let's go ahead and warp in a couple DTs, see what we can do with those. Waiting on the cooldown for those Widow Mines before coming back in for more, probably, is my guess. And here come the DTs. They're going to swing on in here. Siege tank on the high ground. Gand, I think, is available. Where's that Raven,
Yeah,
though?
the Raven's right there. So these DTs are going to get really limited damage done. Hopefully, for Nightmare's sake, he can at least save 1 or 2 of these. He's actually gets 2 SCVs and pulls Gumiho's workers all out in the natural.
4.
So that's actually quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, goes back in with the drop for the Widow Mine. Tries to get something done in... And does get a pretty decent hit off there. 4 more probes go down.
Yeah, it's
So
4 for 4
workers
though.
to 4 workers. Yeah, even stuff there. Worker count is 41 to 41.
Look at Gumiho's main base. He's got so many SCVs inside the main. He stopped mining at his natural base for at least a solid... It's got to have almost been a minute. So that alone is massive damage. Let's pull up that income graph there, and we can see that that is a big, big boost for Nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely going great for the Protoss here. Despite the losses on the other side, he's doing a ton of damage to Gumiho. That said, army value is 41 to 18 in favor of Gumiho right now. And Nightmare is trying to get a third base up, but I don't know if that's the right move right now. We are moving across the map.
Yeah, this is a bit of a Protoss problem. Throwing away units. He lost 3 Adepts and 3 DTs. Means he doesn't have a lot of army supply. He loses another Stalker as well, and he doesn't have a lot to lose. So this is actually just potentially a death blow to Nightmare right now. There's no battery overcharge to fall back on. He's got charge on the way. A Colossus is potentially going to pop out in time to help out with this, and those Marines don't have combat shield, so those swipes will be important. But look at that. That battery is out of energy. There's going to be no battery overcharge on that.
Cybercore gets sniped. Siege tanks are really good at keeping Colossus at bay. Extended Thermal Lance isn't done. They can't pick away from distance at this point. And yeah, I'm surprised Nightmare hasn't canceled his third Nexus at this point. I really don't think he needs the money for stuff more than he needs that third base for sure.
He is setting up a nice flank with some Zealots, and he's going to pull the trigger on top of this. Triple auto turret gets tossed down by Gumiho, though. That is such good soaking against the Protoss units that attack fairly slowly. The tanks stay alive from the Zealot run by. There's only 1 Colossus trying to hold the line right now. Those auto turrets were just icing on the cake for this push with Gumiho, and I think Nightmare is just dead. Look at the supply.
Yep. Yeah, 60 to 24 army value advantage here from Gumiho. The third base is dying anyway. I still think my idea of maybe canceling that third Colossus goes down, everything dies, GG. That's it,
Yeah,
we're
GG.
done. Gumiho takes a game 1 victory in 8 minutes.
Well done by Gumiho with that one.
Yeah, getting some nice Widow Mine damage on the other side of the map, dealing with the DTs coming to kill him. The Adept harass was probably the most efficient thing at taking down those SCVs. Again, Adepts getting inside your main base as a Terran is a very rare thing. Usually the lift of the supply depot keeps them out, but in this situation, yeah, the Adepts got in, they caused some problems, but overall, the army stayed alive. The composition was great with the Siege tanks, the Marines, the Marauders, and there just wasn't enough on the other side of it for our guy Nightmare, and the counterattack totally killed him very easily.
Okay.
So we're going to hop into game 2 here. It's a best of 5, right? Best of 5 first series, then a second series, then a best of 7 finals today. So thanks for being here. Good to see people in chat. Phoenix in the house. Psycons here. John Solo hanging out. Alpha Channel as well says, got the SCV and PVT on the PTR. That's right. The acronyms are strong with us today.
Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in to this one. We have got our usual tournament format of 2 best-of-5s, so after this match, Gumiho versus Nightmare, it's going to be Classic versus Shin, which is one I'm very excited for, because Shin is an absolute monster right now. It is good we have 2 Protoss in this match, since it is kind of a Protoss patch, Protoss-centered patch anyway, or it's supposed to be, but...
Yeah, I think supposed to be is the apt description of what this patch is right now. Supposed to be for Protoss. I can't imagine in all your reading on r/Starcraft, you're seeing very much happy talk from the Protoss?
No, definitely not.
No. Yeah, I imagine they are incredibly annoyed, as they should be. I think I'm with them on that, despite the fact that I'm a Zerg.
All right, and here we are in the bottom left. It's Nightmare.
And in the bottom right, the Talterran himself, it is Gumio. And yeah, he can play scrappy games like that. DTs are showing up, depths are killing his things, doesn't matter. He'll fight through it, he'll macro through it, he'll get damage done on the other side, and then he will push and he will win, gosh dang it.
Yeah, Gumio's intentions were very clear from the start of that, going for the 3 racks opening, and then just building into the big push off of 2 bases. And I think you were right, calling that Nexus shouldn't have been thrown down or should have been canceled.
Yep.
For Nightmare.
He needed stuff. Although I don't know if he could have made enough army units to actually defend what Gumio had.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm not sure if like 4 extra zealots would have made a big difference there.
Yeah, it's kind of then... It's Protoss just delayed too much by going for the DTs to have enough stuff to actually defend it. It seems the Ravens just really counter the DTs, and with how versatile the Ravens are, Terrans pretty much always get them. So
yeah, that's fair.
So that kind of really nullifies the DTs in the PvT matchup.
All right. Well, again, probe harass, tale as old as time. I mean, you're not going to lose any SCVs to this anymore. It almost makes me wonder if it's even worth it at this point, at this level of StarCraft. Like, just scout with the probe. I don't know why we need to harass. Like, I guess, yes, we'll pull an SCV off the line, but...
Yeah, it's free. Your probe's just going to be hanging around anyway, so...
You're there anyway. Yeah, exactly. It's another Reaper. So again, the Reaper did get a probe kill in game 1, so I guess we're just feeling a little bit extra confident in Reapers in this matchup today.
Yeah, I like it from Gumio. I'll never laugh at a Terran for going for a Reaper, particularly when it is in a new patch and you're not maybe 100% sure on how Protoss are going to approach it. But he sends that Reaper right across the map and then promptly fires up another one. The probe somehow actually didn't get hunted down and killed. Gumio just sent it right across the map.
Yeah, time is of the essence here. He wants to get across and get another probe kill. On the other side of the map, not ours.
Probably is going to. Nightmare is incredibly supply blocked, so his Adept wasn't building. He must have accidentally delayed his pylon, so now he's going to be microing probes for the next, like, 30 seconds. This is almost just game-ending damage. 2 probes dead, one scouting, but this Reaper, I think it's going to get at least 1 more on top of this.
Dude. It's been so long since I've seen a single kill on a Reaper in this matchup that seeing 3 kills is blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, Gumio, he made
4 kills.
He's just capitalizing on how Protoss play these days, like, and that mistake on the pylon really cost Nightmare. 5 dead workers. Ouch.
Yeah, just absolutely tough there. You know what I realized in game 1? Nightmare didn't use the Nexus energy to recharge, or whatever it's called now, the shield battery.
No, he didn't.
Did he use the ability at all? Does he know it's an ability? Nightmare, buddy.
Oh, he definitely does, but I don't know, maybe he was just focused on other things, like...
But he hasn't used it at all.
The battery did get killed.
It did, eventually, but it was out of energy long before it died.
Here, he's got an Oracle on the way,
it.
So he may use it on the Oracle.
Let's see. Let's see if he does.
Adept shading into the main base. It just barely is alive. 2 HP, it's going to be dead. So Nightmare, he loses 2 Adepts, just kind of panicking, trying to get some counter damage done after losing 5 probes to the opening Reapers. Both opening Reapers were killed with that. And we do now have the Oracle crossing the map.
And look at that. Does not have the energy. If he'd gotten the recharge. Crazy. I mean, sure, immediately shows up, gets 4 SCV kills anyway.
Yeah, that is good. And 1 more. Nice.
Yeah, way out of position, Gumio, on those Marines. Good heavens. I have not seen an SCV just wander into a Terran mineral line and get 6 kills in a while. That was bonkers. A couple of Phoenix, actual real Phoenix coming in Oh,
The
this
real
combination of
deal.
2 Phoenix and an Oracle is so bad for Gumio. Just completely shuts it down. He has to boost home.
Yeah, then
And his Hellions are getting cleaned out. Dude, Gumio's in trouble right now.
yeah, things just really turned around for Nightmare with that Oracle getting some damage done. And then just the opening of the Stargate against a Terran that was going for a 1/1/1. Stargate is pretty good against that, at least until the Terran actually gets to your base. And now Nightmare, he probably knows Gumiho's going to be wanting to move out to actually try and kill him as soon as possible. So he just needs to make whatever he can with his limited production. He's got 2 more gateways about to pop up. Looks like he grabbed 2 more SCVs, which is nice. Nightmare really does need to prepare for this push that's coming though.
Yeah, mules are good, but being down 42 to 32 workers at 5 minutes is not good for any Terran at all. Nightmare is firing up Charge, going to be a great upgrade here, especially closing distance on those Marines and the siege tanks that are being made. Like you said, 3 more gateways coming in and more Zealots getting warped in here too.
I'm concerned though still because Gumiho, he's mining out this mineral wall, which makes me think he's going to just try and attack this direction using the tanks and walk out there. And I mean, Charge is still 60 seconds away. If Gumiho moves out fairly soon, he could hit a nasty timing window. We'll see if he can pull it off or not. Nightmare mining out these minerals, I think, may come back to bite him. I don't know why he's expanding in the direction of the Terran that's clearly mining out these minerals and going for a 1/1/1.
Yeah, right? Like, yes. Thank you for helping me get to your third base very quickly by putting it here instead of up the
Yeah.
left side, Nightmare. I appreciate that.
Nightmare is kind of digging his own grave right now. However, it did take Gumiho a long time to dig out those minerals, so Charge is almost done, and it will be done by the time Gumiho gets across the map, which is massively important. The Terran, though, is still on 43 army supply. He's got tanks, medivacs. Gumiho may even pull some more SCVs with this. The Vikings in the skies will help out to counter the Phoenix. It's pretty much tanks and Marines, but oh, look at this for Nightmare. A massive dive as the Vikings weren't there to help. No more SCVs were brought to buffer. The tanks were in siege. GG.
Oh, beautiful lift on those tanks. Charge lots there when you needed them. And bam, Nightmare ties the series up 1-1. Awesome stuff there from Nightmare. Yeah, just nice SCV kills there. Good harassment. Getting that third base in the position where it was didn't really matter in the end. He was ready for the push when it came, and Phoenix on those lift were awesome. Yeah, just the Vikings just being out of position there a little bit really helped a lot.
Yeah, you kind of need to start building bunkers as the Terran before that, and then, like, so the Zealots can't close in on you, but the timing just was too late for Gumiho. Like, if you're going for a 1/1/1 and the Protoss sees it as long as Nightmare did, it's probably not going to work. Because I'm sure Nightmare was chrono boosting that charge and whatnot, so.
Yeah, 100%. That charge came out exactly when it was necessary. If that wasn't done, that goes a lot less effective.
Oh, yeah.
A lot less effectively? That's English, right? For Nightmare.
You know words.
Sometimes. Sometimes I don't know words, though. It's kind of a mixed bag. All right, we're moving into ley lines here for game number 3. Again, thanks everyone for clicking that Matcherino link in the chat, signing up, logging into Matcherino using one of the 9 available login methods, and clicking the claim code button.
Yeah, big thank you to everyone who's tuning on in today. Make sure to click that 1-up button on the stream. You can also create your own SOOP account. Grab your username before someone else does. Click follow on the stream, 1-up the stream. Yeah, and we are ready for our next match.
Yeah, ley lines. Lots of lava on this map. It's a hot place to hang out, I bet. Whew. All right, so game 3 here. Always nice to get a game 3 where it's tied up rather than a 2-0. Feels like everybody is in a pretty confident spot, and that's always good in a best of 5.
After game number 1 and the like the initial move with that Reaper in game number 2, I was like, oh man, is this gonna be a bop? And then all of a sudden, this guy, he turned it around. It's Nightmare.
Good man, Nightmare. And then his enemy way down here on ley lines is Towel Terran Gumio.
Yeah, the Towel Terran. You think he's been using the same towel for the past 20 years?
Yes.
The Gumiho
100%.
towel. It's like a special quest item or something that you have to steal.
Yeah. Like, he washes it, but yeah, I mean, it's ragged and there's holes and stuff now, but it's clean anyway.
All his powers in the towel.
Huh. Boy, I hope it holds up.
Yeah, click that like button, ladies and gentlemen, and let your friends know what you're getting up to today or tonight. Happy Friday night, by the way.
Yeah, nice old thumbs up button here on SOOPlive.com, new fancy website with a new brand.
Yeah, which, by the way, has been running phenomenally. Like, we haven't had many technical issues that were on SOOP's side of things. I know we've had a bit of bad luck as far as, like, on our ends, but it's been good otherwise, so...
Yeah, it's a nice upgrade for Afrika, so thank you. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, just gate Cybercore opening here from Nightmare, treating this matchup seriously as he should, and Gumiho going back for the Reaper again.
Yeah, I really do like the adjustment after the past 2 Reaper games to go for the Cybercore. Then that nice wall to prevent that Reaper from skirting around the back of his base. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, that Reaper's going to hop up there and be like, wait, what? It's like hard-walled from accessing anything.
Yeah, I bet Nightmare will probably keep the Adept at home, too.
Yeah. Man, there was an Adept in a position to save his probes last game. Not that it mattered, I guess, in the end. He won anyway, but still, you don't want that first Reaper to get 3 or 4 kills like we saw in Game 2.
Yes. Now, Gumiho goes for the Marauder behind this again, which I'm a big fan of. That early game presence is really nice. The Adept shades out, but then it cancels it, so it can be in place to push that Reaper away.
See, and that's what it's supposed to look like. If you open Reapers, there's supposed to be an Adept sitting right here, babysitting the base, and the Reaper goes, huh.
Yeah,
and nothing bad happens to your probes.
Protoss get greedy, like all StarCraft players, and they're like, oh, it's fine. The Terrans, they don't even try with the Reaper anymore. And then Gumiho
he had to rewire his brain for this matchup today.
Yeah. It's like, why do we look both ways before we cross the road? It's because there's cars.
Yeah, maybe there's not cars today or tomorrow, but one day there will be.
Yep. Okay, we have got
Play it safe, guys.
Yes, play it safe. We've got a 1-1-1 from Gumiho once more, so going for racks behind that as well, so getting real aggressive. Is this going to be like a 2-1-1, or will he build a third racks?
I'm going to say yes, he will build a third racks.
I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Twilight Council getting fired up from Nightmare. Maybe Charge again, maybe Blink. It feels a little bit safer. I think Blink would be a good option for him here.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. Getting out an Oracle so he'll have perfect scouting on what the Terran does, the ability to get some damage done. He can always use that Nexus energy recharge. Then the Phoenix as well to shut down harassment. And then just, yeah, the 3 gateways in the Twilight Council before the third base is correctly reading the way Gumiho is playing, because Gumiho, he is actually going for a 2-1-1.
There, wow, okay. That's a little surprising, but yeah, going for that aggression. No, it does throw up the third base, but he's going to have Blink, which is super useful in situations like this. Oracle swings in again and comes from an unexpected angle. Look at these picking up SCVs to save him. Oh, the medevac micro, are you kidding me? I don't think I've ever seen that before. That was awesome by Gumiho.
That was incredible by Gumiho. He only lost 1 SCV to that, and most importantly, Nightmare did not see what Gumiho has as far as tech and production goes. He's going to see that Cyclone, see some Marines. He tosses down a Revelation, but oh man, that is not good to lose that. It's not like he saw Stimpack or the presence of 2 racks. Nightmare needs to play it real safe now, and hopefully he's going to do that based off the past few matches.
Yeah, he's not making any more probes. It is Stalkers. He's getting a Robo, more gateways. He is going to finish the third, which I'm more okay with at this point. But yeah, completely stop making probes entirely. He's like, 44 is going to have to do it for now. Going to poke out with some Stalkers to try to delay this push. Right? Poke in, blink back, be really annoying. Gumiho cannot march right across the map here. with those Blink Stalkers out there.
4 more gateways going up for Nightmare as well. He's yet to fire up Charge or anything else, so he may just be playing a mass Blink Stalker style, which can be very strong against Terran before Terran has up a proper number of Medivacs, before they have up a high supply of bio, because keep in mind, Gumiho, he did just get up his 3rd rack, so, but his production hasn't been that high yet, so Nightmare can potentially match that with Stalkers. He's going to have to be very active with them, though, poking and prodding the Terran, slowing Gumiho down. Stalkers do get jumped on, and that does cost Nightmare one.
Yeah, but look at this. Gumiho falls back. He can't move out. He's too scared of these Blink Stalkers jumping on him. Look at this. Nightmare's back into probe production. He's getting Charge. He's getting an Observer to deal with these Widow Mines. And, yeah, I think Nightmare's in a fine position right now.
Yeah,
he can survive the next, 2 minutes. I think he's okay.
Yeah, those next 2 minutes can be very difficult, though, because Gumiho is just starting to barrel across the map. He's 59 supply against 49, but it is much superior supply for the Terran. That stimmed bio when there's no real answers by the Terran is very scary. Nightmare does have eyes on this move out. Looks like there's a bit of counter damage getting done by those Adepts that Nightmare sent on in, but man, Nightmare, he's gonna have to play for time here. Zealots have Charge in 10 seconds. He's got a good number warped in, 17 Zealots in all, but there's Widow Mines, there's tanks for Gumiho. Nightmare says, I'm going for it though, as the Zealots charge on in and eat plenty of Widow Mine shots. He's forced back.
Yeah, gonna warp in another Zealot here. He needs gateways to be off cooldown. He's got the money. He warps in some more Stalkers, but I don't know that's necessarily what he needs. A lot of these Marines are kind of overstimmed a little bit. Shield Battery is going to help. There's the recharge on the Shield Battery at the natural base. He's trying to keep his 3rd base alive right now.
And the Stalkers are competing with this bio fairly well, since the bio is rather overstimmed. However, probes have been sacrificed en masse to defend against this. Nightmare may be able to hang on, though, to have a hope of winning this game later on. He's just blinking back those injured Stalkers. Gumiho isn't really target firing down the injured ones either. Nightmare warps in more Zealots, and that may be enough to break this and repel Gumiho, because 6 Zealots when there's only 15 Marines, 3 Marauders on the field, that's a lot. And Immortal joins the fight too. Stalkers blink forward. That tank can be targeted down. Zealots do a good job buffering, and 5 more just got warped in.
Yeah, no, the Immortal gets killed, but the Charge Lots are here again, trying to snipe down that tank.
Oh,
really
man.
Nice little circle of life there. The tank does go down. Another tank, however, shows up. It's 34 to 10 army supply, and Nightmare might just be too far behind now, as the 3rd base is going to get target fired and killed.
Yeah, the 3rd goes down. Gumiho's got his own up on his side of the map. 2 more racks are building, and he's super confident after killing that. He just says, you know what? I'm going to go home. And I think that's the right call. Now, we do have a Templar Archives on the way for Nightmare, and we saw how many High Templar were present last week. I think it was Trap who built quite a few of those.
Yeah, it was a lot of High Templar, a lot of Storm. I mean, you always think there's one more Storm, but with that game, there were like 10 more Storms available.
Yeah, maybe we need to see Nightmare try that style.
I mean, against, heavy Marine Marauder comp, I'll always say yes to Psystorm. And there we go. Gets fired up. 3 High Templar get warped in here, too. Chrono Boosting Storm would be good, and he is. The Chrono Boost is getting fired up on that upgrade. Trying to retake that 3rd base, but Gumiho's 3rd base is landed and active right now. That income tab is going to show a pretty serious advantage for Gumiho.
Yeah, we'll see if Nightmare can get some clutch storms off to defend against this. Scan goes down to kill the Observer. That's really nice by Gumiho. Nightmare, he's trying to play for time with his 3 Stalkers. Blinks them back, does make Gumiho pause for a second. Psystorm is 30 seconds out.
Yeah, it's this timing fear for Gumiho is kind of important. Getting here before Storm is done would be massive.
And
10 seconds to go, and he's here, but whether or not he can win it in the next 10, probably not.
Psystorm's so done.
Pre-splits, though.
Oh, the tank shots are so huge before the fight really starts. There's one good Psystorm. Softens up a lot of the bio.
But it's 86 to 34 army supply. Nightmare trying to get a 4th base up, but I don't know if he can hold and get a 4th base at the same time. Zealots on top of the Marauders is pretty great, but that tank positioning continues to be a giant thorn in the side. Look at him just hugging those rocks. If there's ever a reason to knock down those rocks on your own side of the map, this is it.
Psystorm cuts into some of that bio. Gumiho's got quite an army supply lead, and there's the rest of it coming on in. Mass amounts of reinforcements for the Terran. This is going to be an almost impossible hold. Nightmare, he's got High Templar, but I think he's lacking Psystorm at this point, and he's just going to try and go for it, but there's not enough Zealots to buffer. There's no upgrades, and the Psystorm is too late. GG.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If Psystorm was a minute earlier, I think the same thing probably happens there. It's a 3-base to 3-base. I mean, Gumio's up in economy big time. Like you said, he killed that 3rd base and was basically like, we're good to go. He went home, and he was like, next time we come back, we're winning this thing, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, when I say too late, I think I mean I'd like to see Nightmare potentially try opening with that, with Psystorm, like we saw in the previous Afrika World by the Protoss that I believe won it or came like 1 game from winning it. Yeah, so
yeah,
we'll see if he changes it up or goes for more of the same. But it is now Nightmare's map pick.
All right, see what we get here. And it's a 2-1 lead for Gumio after 3 games in our best of 5. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thank you for being here. It's been a pretty exciting one so far. And yeah, we'll see if Nightmare does a little bit of tweaking to his build orders. Try to see what we get by way of maybe faster splash damage. Whether it's Disruptors, Colossus, Storm. He hasn't really gotten for that very quick today. Definitely Charge, definitely Stalkers, but that splash is really good against these aggressive 2-base attacks that Gumio seems to be favoring right now.
Yeah, and Protoss just seems to have a hard time slowing down Terrans. Like, Terran commits to the 3 racks or the 1-1-1, and the Protoss kind of just has to accept the fact that they're going to be attacked. There's not a lot of counter or delay that they can go for in the early game. And so we'll see if Nightmare can come out with something, whether it be rush some splash damage or something that will help him defend, or go super cheesy. Who knows? We're loading on in.
Yeah, let's hop on in here to Ultra Love, which fun map. A lot of fun doodads and visual stuff going on here. Don't know if the players really care that much, but it's interesting for casters anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so bottom left of Ultra Love, it's our red Terran. It's Gumio.
And in the top right, it's Nightmare.
Yeah, Protoss looking for that great Protoss hope. I mean, Nightmare's on the list. I don't know if he's anyone's #1 Protoss hope, but he's there.
Yeah, and honestly, I really love watching Nightmare play. He's one of my favorite players to watch because he has that bit of scrappy underdog to him. So we'll see if he can bring out some of that magic today. Well, in match number 4. And, oh, where's that probe going?
Yeah, this is not a scouting probe any longer. This is a sneaky probe now.
Sneaky, sneaky probe. I'm here for it, and this is what I was talking about. You either gotta, like, damage the Terran before they can build up to their own aggression, or you gotta really, really prepare for it. So I'm glad Nightmare's taking this route. They're newer maps as well. Gumiho might not necessarily have all the cheese locations in mind. And we'll see if he even is going to skip a Reaper this match in map number 4.
Let's go. Let's see if Gumio scouts this out. He hasn't really been checking for proxies today. He just gets that Reaper, sends it right across the map, tries to get some damage done, and I can't say I blame him for that, but yeah, maybe when you're up 2-1 in a best of 5, maybe check for some shenanigans.
Yeah, and CC on the high ground, that is so big for Gumiho. Nightmare sees it, and he's probably just going to throw up a Nexus if I had to guess. We'll see whether he still really commits to this, because this is such a big commitment for the Protoss, going for double gate proxy. Delaying the Nexus, he goes for 1 Adept and a Stalker. We'll see if he can get something done still.
Yeah, but like you said, having that second base so safe inside the main is massive when you're getting proxied like this. Zealot, good luck, man. That's all I got to say about that. It's not happening. Yes, it takes about 47 hits for a Reaper to kill a Zealot, but Zealot's never catching that Reaper.
The
Way too
Adept
slow.
may actually be able to save the Zealot if he micros that correctly, and he does pull that, although it's very injured, he does pull it back.
Nice.
The Stalker's about to pop out. Gumiho, well, there's the second Stalker's about to pop out. The first Stalker is up there and hitting the walls. That CC is actually in range, so it can still be delayed, unfortunately, for Gumiho.
Yeah. But I mean, look, Stalkers do bonus to armored, which counts buildings, but man, it still takes a while to get through a supply depot with a couple Stalkers here. Widowmine getting burrowed on the other side of the ramp. Marines coming out here too, and the Stalkers trying to win against this Widowmine. The repair on the Widowmine is clutch, though.
Wow, that is some positioning by Nightmare. Being able to not get shot by that mine, but still bully these depots. That is incredible positioning.
Like
a second mine going to Burrow. I think that one's going to be problematic. Zealot's going to take one for the team. Eats that shot. Gumiho does pull it back. Great retreat there. Gumiho knows exactly how Protoss likes to pick off those Widow Mines. Sacrificing something for the shot. Nightmare tries to go for the micro trick on the Adept. Unfortunately, it does still die, but Gumiho just taps out as Nightmare crashes the gates. Look at that.
We thought he was safe. He was not safe.
No. Just building that CC on the high ground isn't enough.
No. Amazing Stalker positioning and Stalker micro overall there from Nightmare. That was fantastic. Picking off those Widow Mines, trying to, you know, sacrifice something so the Stalkers would live. That worked out pretty well. Like you said, tried the micro trick with the Adept. No. But Stalker's putting in a ton of work there. So that is a massive, massive GG. And a win for our guy Nightmare to tie it up and send us to a game number 5 in this best of 5. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, well done by Nightmare.
Yeah, definitely. This is turning into a pretty interesting little series. I mean, PvT is definitely sometimes about the shorter games more than other matchups, I would say, but these have been pretty interesting ones nevertheless, and kind of fun to see both players go back and forth and adjust to the other one and try to come out on top here. That was definitely Nightmare trying to adjust to what Gumiho was doing.
The wrong map. Whoops.
And manages to tie it up.
I swear I had the right one selected at first, and then it loaded more, and I must have clicked the wrong one. Okay, there we are.
All right, hopping right on into game number 5, Snowpiercer. It's going to be the rubber match here between Gumiho and Nightmare to earn the right to go play against the winner between Shin and Classic.
Yeah.
In a best of 7 finals later today. Going to be good.
Yeah, we're just getting into the meat of our StarCraft for tonight, so stick around, ladies and gentlemen. Hit up that match, Reno. We had a $20 contribution from Phoenix of War. That is wonderful. Thank you so much for supporting these events, Phoenix. I'm sure the players appreciate it a lot, and I certainly do too. Thank you.
Okay, let's head on out to Snowpiercer. Which, again, interesting movie. I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah, I have no idea what that movie that is, but you definitely told me about it.
Yeah. Basically, the world has ended due to climate change, and it's like super snowy everywhere, and everyone's dead except for the people on this train called Snowpiercer. That are basically training around the world, and everybody lives on there, and they never get off, and I don't know, man.
And is it like all snowy, too?
Yeah.
It's like my life right now, riding around on trains in the snow.
Yeah, there you go. I think you would relate to this movie quite a lot, LaughNgamez.
Okay, in the bottom left, we've got Gumiho, the Red Terran.
And in the top right, we've got Nightmare.
Yeah.
He's a blue toss.
The blue tricky toss, and oh, I love this so much. He's doing the Max Packs build.
Ooh, I haven't seen the Max Packs build in a hot minute. Wow. It was so popular for a while.
It's so good. I love it so much.
It's still working on the PTR, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing about it seems to really mess it up, I guess.
Yeah, no, that was like one of the main selling points of the build, that you can go for the cheese, but then still get up your expansion. Yeah. Now, there's the potential Nightmare cranks this to the next level and like goes for multiple gateways and doesn't expand, but we'll probably see that Nexus go up. The Protoss does have to cut probes to make this work, so it's not like it's a free cheese and expansion, but it's still a strong build if the Terran doesn't scout or have this build on their mind.
Yeah, I mean, like most cheese. Cheese is really good if it doesn't get scouted and the player's not looking for it. Right. Hey, what's up, Zuzozo in chat? Throwing down a period. A little bit of engagement for us.
Yeah.
There's the expand on the low ground. Gumio does not fear anyone right now.
That probe has to run from the Marine. Just trying to keep that Terran player busy. Nightmare, he's going to be throwing up that Nexus. He's got the Zealot on the way. Then it'll be a Stalker after that. The probe is also staying alive for now, which is just a pain for Gumiho.
I mean, it's dead now, but it was a good effort nevertheless.
Are these icons from the Snowpiercer movie?
I don't think so. I'm not sure there's not really any iconography in that film. Say, hey, look, a super fast Zealot. No bunker for you.
Yeah, how about that? And
he was building a bunker, though. What the heck?
Smart Gumiho, he's pulling lots of SCVs. He is taking this seriously because he probably immediately knows what this build is upon seeing that Zealot, so...
Yep.
Not too much...
Why did he start the bunker, though? What did he sniff?
I don't know. I think he's just being a smart Terran, building a bunker.
He hasn't built a bunker the rest of the series.
Yeah, but he did get cheesed to death last match, so...
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Too grateful to be hateful. Games 1 and 2. Gumio 1?
Oh,
with,
dear.
Like 2 base timing attacks?
Battery is putting in its work, fighting this Reaper off. However, Nightmare doesn't have a gateway done on his side of the map just yet. He invested in that battery before the gateway, which is buying a good amount of time, but it will eventually run out of energy. We'll see if he energy recharges it. That would just be comical.
That would be pretty good, honestly. Handsmuff
Is
in
he
chat
gonna
says,
do
I
it?
can do 2 dots. What's up, Handsmuff? I don't think he necessarily needs to. Oh my gosh, that probe escapes into the assimilator, and then 2 stalkers show up. So 1 probe dies, but meh. Not a huge deal. Love the split on the stalker. So, like, we know what you're doing, and chow. Nicely done. Good. Well defended. That shield battery, yeah, really not all that much energy came off it because Reaper attacks are so weak.
Yeah, three dead probes in all. Nightmare behind on workers a little bit because of this opening. It's not an ideal play from this build. Best case scenario in this build, you delay the Terran's command center or just kill the Terran.
Right.
Gumiho's bunker was a great call. And it's a 3 racks opening from Gumiho, so he's going to be bringing the pain to Nightmare. We'll see if Nightmare gets a sentry and potentially uses that energy overcharge to get a scout off on this, or whether he'll just sort of see it's coming when it's coming.
Yeah, I mean, this has worked for Gumio pretty well 2 times already in the series. This is the kind of stuff that he's gotten his 2 victories with, so... And Smuff, I'm glad you enjoy the cast, and you're welcome. Thanks for being here. And click the Matcherino link to support these players, too.
Yeah,
they
do
deserve
it.
your thanks as well.
All the Matcherino funds go to the players, guys.
Nobody wants us to catch Starcraft with nobody playing, that's for sure.
No.
No. Just stare at a command center and a Nexus and nothing happens. I guess the workers would auto-mine, though.
Yeah, you could cast that for the 15 minutes it takes to mine out the base.
It'd be a race. Which player mines out their minerals first?
Makes me think of one of my favorite old StarCraft 2 videos. It was Total Biscuit just commentating a supply depot building. And it's a great little short. Yeah, that's it. He's just
awesome.
hype casting a supply depot building.
That man can do it, too. Like, nobody can hype cast like Total Biscuit. Awesome. Bunker stays alive, unfortunately, for Nightmare. Lost a stalker there, not a big deal. Charge is coming in. Concussive shell finishing up here in 4 seconds. And what's your splash damage, Nightmare? We've reached the point where we need you to have splash, sir.
Yeah, but he says, you know what? I'll try Zealots again.
This is what has killed you 2 times already today.
Now, he is pressuring the Terran. If he can bait out any stims or anything like that early on, that can really help weaken a Terran push, and that's exactly what he's going for, trying to nickel and dime the Terran.
And I mean, yeah, tale as old as time here. This is what's been going on in PvT for 28 years now. Okay, slow it down, Marauders, concussive shelling,
no.
and a couple stalkers die. Another one gets caught.
3 dead
that's disastrous.
stalkers. That is quite painful. I mean, he gets a Marine, and and Gumiho stimmed a few of his units. He only stimmed half the group as well, which was incredible. He's going to find this gateway, so that's less Zealots to warp in for Nightmare. This is not a comfortable spot for the Protoss. So he's going to have to try and make something more happen with the Stalkers, but Gumiho is so quick with the pickups.
And he's down 55 to 43 army supply. Again, Nightmare consistently finding himself on the bad end of this. Still no splash damage, man. It is charge lots. It is Stalkers. Thank you and good evening, he says.
Yeah, he gets 1 Marauder for 1 Stalker. That's not great. He's potentially going to get another one, but it costs him another 2 Stalkers. Maybe even 3. Gumiho's pushing forward. There is sentries. There is potential for nice force fields for the Protoss. The problem is he warped in so many Stalkers, he didn't have that many Zealots to buffer for this, so he's just going to have to micro his heart out, but Gumiho stims forward. The Stalkers don't really pull out fast enough, and now those Stalkers are just melting. Gumiho is going to take this one.
Yeah. Look, man. The splash, man. Where was the splash? GG! Gumiho gets it. 3-2. With kind of what he's been doing the whole time. And Nightmare just being like, yeah, you know what? Stalkers and Zealots are good. They are good. Not going to lie to you there, but they're good. All right, so Gumiho stamps his ticket to make all his way to the best of 7 finals against the winner between Shin and Classic in a best of 5. We're going to start in a couple minutes here. So for now, we're going to take a bit of a break, maybe get a water refill. Click that Matcherino link, click the claim code button, log in with, again, one of 9 available login options on Matcherino.
Yeah.
Including BattleNet. I've never seen BattleNet as login for anything before.
That is very cool. Oh, we did have another contribution to the Matcherino. Lutz Hein... I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Lutz Heinrichs?
I think it's Lutz Heinrichs, yeah.
Yeah. Dropping in...
Thanks for the... Yeah, $25.25. Awesome.
$25 to the Matcherino TY guys for the cast. Nice job. Thanks so much. And thank you very much, Lutz, for supporting these events. Once again, I know I'm a broken record with it, but all the money goes towards the players. So even just clicking that coupon code to add 25 cents to the prize pool for free, it incentivizes the players to come and do these events. It helps support Pro Starcraft. And that's kind of what we're here to do, to watch and support Pro Starcraft. So we'll be back in a couple minutes with some more of that.
Excellent. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, after a short break, we are back with what should be some more awesome StarCraft. We just had a great best of 5, shorter matches, and quite aggressive, but very entertaining nonetheless. And now we've got a whole different ball game with a PVZ.
Yeah, PVZ, my favorite matchup. Let's go. So many different ways we can do this. That's what I like about it. I mean, I know I say this a lot, but every unit in PVZ is viable. There's not a single unit that is just not something you can do here, and I love that. So bottom left of the Ley Lines, it's our Zerg player. Not Ragnarok, it's Shin.
And in the top right, it's Classic.
Yeah, he's back. He's playing at a high level. I think he won one of these a couple months ago.
Yeah, he's been quite a consistent player in these ever since he came back. Unfortunately, I think Classic kind of hit his peak after returning and then kind of fell off a little bit. So we'll see how well he does today, whether he can show us some of that magic, because when Classic looks good, he just looks godly. So
yeah, 100%. Unstoppable.
yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, nothing crazy from Shin. Hatch first. And no, go ahead.
kind of crazy how Zergs can just how the actual hatchery prices changed in this patch.
Right.
So that hatchery is harder to block by workers.
Yeah, which I think was definitely the point. Like, I can't really think of why else they would do that. But again, it's not like hatch blocks were causing Zergs to lose all the time at the pro level, you know?
No, I think it was just so they could up the price of the queen, right? But then not hurt Zerg early on too much. Like that was kind of a way to offset the queen price increase.
Definitely could be.
Because
like,
that
you
is a
can't-
big change.
It is. Because, yeah, so much of Zerg defense is queens in this matchup and against Terrans, and really against Zerg, too. So maybe making it so that queens aren't so overwhelmingly powerful on defense, because you can't make quite as many, I guess is what they're going for.
Yeah, I think that's very cool. We do have Shin making use of the cheaper hatcheries, though. Did anyone think of this?
I don't know if that came up in the meeting.
Did anybody consider this?
There's no way. Nothing's coming out of this.
No, well, there is a Roach Warren on the way up, and there will be 3 larvae to use. StarCraft 2 players are the most abusive sons of guns. Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised he's not bringing some probes over to fight this thing. This queen cannot come out. If a creep tumor gets down, this gets 8,000 times worse.
Yeah, that
'Cause, like-
Stargate's building, but there's no battery in the wall. I think Classic's gonna panic a little bit once he sees those larvae turn into something.
Yeah, but Roach Warren's not quite done yet.
Okay, there is a battery at the 3rd.
Ooh. And the Roach Warren's done, and here
he
come the
starts
roaches,
some-
and the queen's out, and he's not finishing off the hatchery. He wants to fight the queen, who doesn't get a tumor down. He's going to try desperately, but just going to straight up die here. That is not actually a great control by Shin. He took way too many hits from that zealot. Okay, so the queen dies, accomplishing almost nothing. The roaches are here. And Lings are inside the 3rd base, but as you said, shield battery going to help there. Adept going to help there too. But man, 3 roaches inside your main base when there's nothing else going on. A Void Ray will clean this up. But how many probes will die before that happens?
That's the question, and also whether this extra queen gets out. That could be problematic. If it can drop a creep tumor, Classic kind of just neglected to finish off that hatchery, and he may pay the price from it. Another drone pops out. Lings are now getting in. Lings, which can deal so much damage so quickly. 2 Adepts have got their work cut out to try and clean this up. They shade, but look at that. The Stargate gets unpowered. Warp Gate gets canceled. There's just not much production here For Classic, the 2 Adepts, I think, shaded into the main base, I want to say, but they're doing absolutely nothing to help out. Probes are running. It's abandon ship time. The hatchery is still alive. The Void Ray is taking lots of damage. A Corrosive Bile actually hits the Void Ray. And now, oh my gosh, what could have been a perfect hold almost for Classic just turns into total defeat. That is Shin for you.
Proxy gate. We got a proxy gate, or sorry, proxy hatch. Wow, let's say the right word there. Proxy hatch, everyone. I've been asking for this in SOOP Starcraft Live for months. We finally got one. Thank you, Shin.
Yeah, that was dirty,
new
but
cheaper hatcheries.
My hat off to Shin for being like, yeah, this cheese is cheaper.
Yo, all right. I still think it was a mistake there not killing the hatch.
Oh, huge mistake. I mean, he pulls like a few probes for 10 seconds, that hatchery dies. Then he's not worried about the queen. Then then there's less production in the main. It's just, all in all, that was a bit of laziness from Classic.
All right, we're on Ultra Love for game number 2 here. Yeah, Classic's got to be a little bit sharper if he's going to pull off a win in this series. Not a great start for him.
No.
I would have put money on Classic to win this one. I mean, not easily, but to win it for sure. But Shin just kind of threw that out the window.
Yeah,
I think tossed it on its head.
I think just Classic, he did 9/10 of the work to defend that. And then all of a sudden it's like there's Lings, there's just more queens building in my natural chaos. He got distracted and yeah, fell apart. Anyway, we'll see if he can do better than this one. It's Classic.
And in the top right, extractor tricking, it is Shin to get 15 out of 14 available supply without building an Overlord. That's got to be like a 15 hatch kind of a thing here. And again, the cheaper hatch allows this to happen. And there we go. We're going to go 15 hatch at like 34 seconds. Wow. Okay. That is incredibly fast for Shin. I kind of like it. And extractor tricking again to get back up to 15 supply out of 14. We'll see when he makes a pool. But if this is like some crazy fast 3 hatch play because they're cheaper, I kind of like Shin experimenting with this a lot.
Yeah. He's like, game 1 and 2, he's already shown us how big of a change that Zerg hatchery tweak can potentially be.
Yeah, it's not going to be a super fast third or anything. Definitely playing the mineral game. There we go. So about a 18 pool here. So 15, 18, and then gas. Here next of all at about 17. So kind of a weirder opening, but nothing too crazy here out of Shin.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet he's going to be getting aggressive in the next game because that is what Shin does. Or in this match. He has a wide variety of aggressive play. When you think of Shin, you don't think of a macro Zerg. And so we're just going to have to see what sort of aggressiveness he's going to bust out.
Yeah, big fan of that game 1, obviously. He's made me made me a believer here with that one. Making a proxy hatch work in this day and age. Goodness gracious. Yeah, back home here, an Adept getting chronoed out. No big deal.
Stargate in the main base for Classic. Probe running for its life. And there's the third for the Zerg.
Yeah. So third at 250. Not a 230 or anything, but not too bad either. Like how one of the Lings is knocking down the unbuildable plates and the other Ling's like, you go get them, buddy. You got it. You got this. And then they both just give up because the Adept comes in. Not finishing that shade.
Okay, a Void Ray is on the way for Classic.
Okay.
I like this because, hey, queens are more expensive. So maybe if you go into more Sky Toss, you can force Zerg to spend more money on queens. Metabolic boost already finished up for those Zerglings, so the Adepts have got to be really careful. What do you think's inside of that orb?
Dessert. I think I saw some fancy food at a restaurant once that looked like that. Handsmuff says, shouldn't we be able to automatically translate Mini Wook's Korean comments over here? Yeah, let's get on that.
Yeah. I think you
some
can probably
websites do that for you.
Right-click on your browser and then click Translate to English.
Ooh,
And then it should do that automatically. If you use Google Chrome, at least.
You're right. Oh, look at that. He says, it's a fabrication. You just have to break the hatchery. Wait, what? It doesn't make sense to pretend to be awake when you're not and then lose like that. Oh, so he's complaining about Classic. Go Byungjae and Jin Wook, who made a fuss, right? I do not know. That helped very much.
Okay, we have a Templar Archives on the way for Classic. Multiple gateways are being produced.
There you go. It's 1-0 already because it was a friggin' proxy hatch that worked for Shin in game number 1. Absolutely crazy stuff. Korean character name. Probably Korean characters. I don't know.
Lings for Shin, poking Classic, but fortunately Classic does have Warp Gate done, so he can warp in a couple of Adepts to defend against this. And that may lead Shin away from thinking that it's a Psystorm charge composition.
Which, I mean, is not that weird. Psystorm going to be pretty good in this matchup anyway. Let's see if we get a Lurker Den immediately after the Hydra Den finishes. That'd be a big deal. And, losing an Adept, or losing a Zealot, rather, to those Lings is a massive problem, too. Super annoying. All right, Warp Prism moving out. Storm finishing in 10 seconds. Charge finishing in 13 seconds. Let's see what Shin's got here. He's got Roaches. He scouts the Warp Prism on the other side of the map. He sees it. And man, throwing up 4 more gateways here is Classic. Really heavy on the macro right now. And a 4th base from Classic. Goodness gracious. Ooh, he threw up a Stasis Ward in his own main. Do not loot. He lost the Warp Prism. Classic. That's the one thing you couldn't do here. All right. Well, Shin's way ahead now. 76 to 28 army supply from Shin is insane right now.
Yeah.
He got a big old Roach Hydra army. If he just walks across the map, I think he just kind of wins.
Classic does have Psystorm, though, so he can potentially just Psystorm the bejesus out of Shin's army.
I mean, Storm is good. It's not that good. Not enough to make up for a 70 army supply difference. I guess maybe if it's Lings, it is. Lings and Banes. Roaches are a little bit tankier than that. And if Hydras are avoiding the Storms at all, that's going to be dangerous stuff. Way to trigger that Stasis. Little Zergling guy. And, alright, they're here at your 3rd base. I don't know. Charge lots. Look at the chase down the High Templar with the Roaches. Yeah, they can eat a couple Storms before they die. Look at this. The High Templar getting chased entirely away. And then the remainder of this army just here to take down this Nexus for free, I guess. Yeah, look at it absolutely get burned down here. Hang on. Charge lot's coming and trying to save the day. I still think a couple focused volleys on that Nexus will kill it. Yeah, he's coming around the south side to make sure it dies. 20 probes go down. Nexus down. A couple Storms had to get weathered in the meantime. But yeah, this might get cleaned up, but it's 94-29 army supply. No, Shin gets game 2 victory, goes up 2-0 in the series. My goodness. Shin is on fire right now. Like I said, I would have probably put money on a classic win in the series, but with Shin up 2-0, I'm rethinking that decision immensely right now. Wow. Wait, is it automatically translating mini wooks? Oh. Oh, Google will automatically translate the page, including new comments that come in as they come in.
Yes.
Oh, that is so cool. We live in the future, man.
We do.
That's awesome. I don't know who Jibbap is. Maybe one of the players' names Mini Wook? Who knows? I don't know if these translations are helping very much.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't.
I mean, you can kind of infer what they're talking about. Both players are ready, so we're going to load on into that next match.
El Dorado.
Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. The winner of this will move on to play against Gumiho in what will be a great match. Whether it be Shin or Classic, I'm there for it.
I mean, a Shin versus Gumiho finals would be pretty awesome. I would accept this.
Okay. And in the bottom left, the Blue Zerg, Shin.
And in the bottom right, Red Toss, Classic.
There's Shin, but what about knee or ankle or thigh?
Elbow.
This drone looks incredibly suspicious.
Go get it, Shin. Go get it, Shin. Yeah, sometimes what StarCraft players name themselves is... I do not understand why. There are stories of players that are just like, yeah, I just opened an English dictionary and picked a word and that was it.
Literally.
It's like, oh, okay,
good
nice
block.
Not a good block. Good, I mean, could have gotten that second one too if he was a little more on top of it. Yeah, that block could have been incredible. But as it stands, here's how you deal with this. You bring 5 probes out, attack this thing, and then your first zealot comes and helps, and it dies before it finishes. It's really not that complicated, Classic. I don't know why we're making this so hard for you.
Is that probe is stuck.
He did it again. No, he didn't. Okay, he left a gap this time. Dude. What?
No probes have been pulled yet for Classic. He should be chrono boosting out that zealot. Then he cancels a gateway.
Dude, he's gonna let this finish again. Classic, buddy. And then he's gonna and then he takes a second base over here. Okay, fine. This zealot got started on this thing after it finished popping up. This is the worst defense against a proxy hatch I've ever seen. What is happening? LaughNgamez, help me.
I have no words. To take the third at the natural base location against a player as aggressive as Shin just seems a little ridiculous. I don't think Shin expected to get this up. I don't see why Classic would cancel a gateway that was practically done.
Yeah. And then, like, Shin's just like, I guess I won't use it for anything then.
Yeah, I never expected to make it this far.
Yeah. He didn't even start a queen. 6 slings is fun, but not against 2 zealots and an adept. I guess they're going to try to get inside the main base and get some work done. No, he cancels.
He cancels the lings. That's really interesting.
Look how afraid they are of the broodlings. Go, broodlings, get them! Take down this entire pylon by ourselves. Together, we can do it! No, we can't, it turns out. Now I gotta wait for the creep to recede before you can build a nexus in your natural base, which is gonna take a minute. An Overlord? No, cancel that one too. Shin, what are you doing? Both of these players are confusing me right now. Like, yes, when you cancel an egg, it gives you a bit of a refund, but you still wasted resources for nothing there.
Yeah, I guess Shin just figured he was going to lose the Overlord.
Yeah, but why start it in the first place? Anyway. Oh, this Adept's gonna get caught out. See you later, Adept. And all these Zealots are gonna die too.
Yeah, that is not good for Classic.
That was basically free for Shin. Free. He lost like 2 Zerglings for that. That was massive. This looks pretty well defended, especially with the Adept and the Oracle. And this is walled off. Okay, good. So at least it doesn't get worse. Another Oracle getting made. Interesting. Again, 3 Oracles pretty normal in this matchup. Any more than that, you're doing hero style.
The Oracles are going to potentially cross the map, but those Lings make them hesitate and head on home. Classic has yet to invest in any further tech. He's just getting up his 3rd base for now. We'll see if he's just going to warp in some sentries, maybe throw up a Robo, or get a Twilight Council, and there's a Twilight Council on the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a disastrous opening from Classic, but the last 30 seconds have been pretty great, honestly. Drones getting killed, defending against Link stuff pretty effectively, not losing anything at all.
Yeah.
3 bases rolling pretty comfortably, and Shin doesn't have a 4th yet. So, I mean, okay, could be worse.
It definitely could be worse. It is important to note that Shin did commit to a hatchery early on and lost it.
Yep. Yeah, shield battery, keeping that Adept alive, easy peasy. Yeah, these Speedlings are not getting any value whatsoever here. Army value pretty even. Shin's got a better economy, but that's to be expected at this stage of a PvZ. And Classic throws up that Templar Archives again. Yeah, Charge, Archon, Storm, Classic doing everything right here for a PvZ. Shin throws up a 4th base at this weird gold wall thing. Not really a base. I don't want to call it a base.
Yeah.
Because it's the other side. The other side is the base.
Yeah, the other side.
Yeah.
Very
you have
bizarre.
to mine out minerals over there, Falcon. That's annoying. Shin at the 3rd base, trying to get some more stuff done, but the shield battery's still there, man. Like, I don't know why you're doing this. All right, here we swing in. Yep, stasis here. Ooh, and stasis there. Reaction time good in the main. Reaction time good at the 3rd base, too. I guess 3 drones is probably a little bit too much.
Yeah. Oh, the Oracles are sitting idle, though. One of them is going to get picked off.
Yeah, Queens are more expensive, but there still seem to be 10 of them there. Maybe if they're not expensive enough.
Now,
Hydras,
this is a storm drop getting queued up for Classic with this Prism.
Yeah, but oh, look at this. Look at these Hydras just at the nick of time here.
Yeah, Classic's
yeah,
gotta be very
he tried this
careful.
in the last game and it got absolutely blitzed. So, okay, hold on.
He's going for it.
Yeah.
1, 2, Psy Storms going down.
3
Prism.
drones down, gets into the dead airspace, doesn't actually get killed by the Hydras. That's a bonus.
Yeah, meanwhile, Classic, he's making more High Templar at home. He's getting out double Immortal production on the way, +1 gets fired up. We'll see if he's going to secure a 4th base sometime soon. Supplies are even, but Shin does have quite the Zerg economy right now. 4 bases, 88 drones is nothing to scoff at.
No, he's getting a 5th base to the right there, too, towards the center. He's expanding towards Classic.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah, look at
another
that.
gold base. Look at that.
Shin, you're a madman. His Lurker Den finishes up. He's getting a Hive for the Seismic Spines and the Adaptive Talons upgrades, obviously.
Okay, Classic recalls the Prism.
Yeah, gets that 4th base warped in, defending it very ably.
I would love to see a couple cannons get built at this 3rd base for Classic.
Yeah, for what? Ling run-bys?
Yeah, Ling run-bys. And hey, look at that. He listened. He built a cannon. I'll take it.
Yeah, but I mean, again, for what, though, exactly?
Just Ling run-bys. As it is Shin, after all. Psystorms get dropped. They deal quite a bit of damage to the Lurkers, softening them up.
Still think
These
it's about 3 or
drones
4 storm to take down a Lurker.
Can be very vulnerable from the high ground. No Psystorm, though, but Immortal's shooting. His Classic pushes forward.
Yeah, that's a massive gold base, and so there has to be risk associated with it, and the risk is high ground harass.
Revelation
Seismic
tags.
Spines is on the way, not going to be done for a minute here. Trying to march down that hatchery. He brought drones back. Why? That Protoss army is still sitting there, Shin.
Ooh.
And that hatch is going to die with 4 Immortals crushing it there. Shin can't quite engage with this.
Yeah, Classic's got a very, very strong army. It's 94 supply to 107, but there is 8 High Templar. A lot of them full energy. Psystorms catches a lot of Shin's drones. And now not just that 5th, but the 4th is potentially going to die as well.
Yeah, a little bit too greedy here from Shin, I think. 2 hatcheries down in just about a 30-second span apiece. Both of them gold bases. Both of them massive parts of what Shin is trying to do here. He's trying to replant that one. Dude.
Yeah,
no.
That's not going to happen. We see a big Ling run-by go in for the Zerg, but Classic is ready for it with a Zealot Warpin. And that is a lot of damage done to Shin, whereas Classic hasn't really taken anything in return.
Nope. And there's a fleet beacon on the way and 2 Stargates. So I guess it's a carrier transition here.
The rocks
the
kill
rock
a Lurker.
Collapsing on a Lurker. Yeah, Seismic Spines is done, but Immortals can kind of just walk through Lurkers and crush them for the most part. Hydra support helps with that. Ling support helps with that. But then that's where the Psystorm comes in for those squishy Hydras and Lings. And Classic, clearing out some creep. Not overextending here either. A Lurker does manage to burrow inside the 4th base of Classic, but he evacs and clears it out pretty quickly. Maybe takes a few extra Lurker Spines he didn't need to. Yeah. And it's Tempests. I said carriers, it's Tempests.
Yeah, Tempest, they are a little quicker to build and get out than carriers, so this could potentially allow Classic to break the stalemate that the Lurkers are holding right now. Lings and Lurkers are going for a run-by. There is that cannon, a battery healing that cannon. Zealots are doing what they can. We actually do see a recall on a good portion of the army of Classic, and that is going to be more than enough to clean this up. Meanwhile, the 4th base is also being attacked, but in come Immortals and High Templars. Those Hydras have to be very careful not to eat too many Psystorms.
Yeah, that Archon gets popped. I worry about this Nexus. If those Lurkers get a little bit closer, 15 probes have died. Tempest trying to get shots off. They don't trade very well against Hydras, although they are kind of zippy and they do outrange the Hydralisk. The fight for the soul of Classic is right now. If that Nexus dies, I don't know if he can come back in this game. He's in a lot of trouble, but he's keeping storms, keeping those Hydras at bay. Those Lurkers were just a little closer. They'd hit that Nexus and it'd probably be dead.
Yeah, but now
he just can't do it with the Immortals. Yeah, and the Tempests.
The Tempests push him back as if Shin stayed there. They'd just keep picking away at those Zerg units. Now, the Zerg took a lot of economic damage a couple of minutes ago. Shin has been trying to recover from that, and he really has. He's got a new 4th base up. He's got a 5th base that just finished as well, so that's going to be a really strong economy. Meanwhile, Classic, he's still got a solid 4-base economy, but he is the player that probably wants to wrap this game up as soon as possible. He's got a strong army. He wants to get Shin now as he pushes on.
Yeah, some abducts would be amazing right here from Shin, but I don't think I've seen any infestors whatsoever, and I think that might be his downfall here, as he needs to abduct these Tempests so he can kill them. Right now, the micro is too good by Classic. He's just hitting and falling back, hitting and falling back, and it's amazing.
Yeah, getting lots of pickoffs with these Tempests. I'm not sure when I've seen Tempests get this much damage done. Feedback hits one of the Vipers. There is an Abduct on an Immortal on a Tempest, but of course, there is always a Psystorm to help try and cover that. Classic has a comical amount of Immortals. 10 Immortals. Shin just taps out. GG.
Yeah, I've always said the answer to lurkers are those Immortals, man. They hit them like trucks, and Classic is able to pull back 2-1 in this best of 5. Not going to go down 3-0. Is going to be fighting for some pride here. There we go. Phoenix says that was a GG. He's happy about that win from Classic. He's got his work cut out for him, though, if he's going to win this best of 5. Got to win 2 games, well, 3 games in a row against Shin to earn his place in the final. But we've seen it done. We've seen it done before here in the SOOP Starcraft Live.
We have. And I mean, it was close for Nightmare. We'll see if Classic can topple the player who looks a little dominant right now, as Shin has been looking really darn good.
Yeah, he's looked pretty strong. Classic had his work cut out for him in Game 3. And we'll see what he can do in Game 4 here on Snowpiercer, an appropriate map for this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere, at least.
Indeed,
got a bunch of snow to deal with.
It's snowing right now.
Wow. Yeah, we've had 1 snow down here in northern Utah, but it melted off the next day, and there hasn't been anything else. So I expect we'll probably get something around Thanksgiving, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I moved somewhere where once it snows, it stays for like 3-4 months.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Different place.
Yep, that's my life now. Anyway, in the bottom left, we have got Shin.
And the top right, it's Classic.
I love this new Zerg opening from Shin.
This whole extractor trick into like insanely fast second hatch. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, seeing a hatch go down in 34 seconds is pretty insane. I wonder if we'll keep this change. Oh, 36 seconds this time. Way slower, man.
Man, super duper slow.
Embarrassing. Man, Arcane Season 2 finishes up tomorrow. Ooh,
oh, are they doing episodic release for that?
3 episodes at a time, weekly.
Okay.
So kind of in between binge dropping and weekly dropping. I kind of like it.
That
Good time
seems
for conversation. Yeah, it's good compromise. I prefer weekly drops, but if they don't want to do that, this is a fine compromise, yeah.
Yeah, I think weekly drops are just, they make you enjoy the show more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you watch all of a show over a weekend, it's like, how much of it do you really remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Or digest?
Right. And then there's the problem of how do you talk about it with someone else? Because, yeah, they might have watched it on one night, but you watched an episode, and you're going to save the rest of it for Tuesday,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So you have to dance around how far are you into the show, and then you try to, like, remember what happened in episodes 1 and 2, and it's annoying. I hate it. Like, you really just have to wait until everyone's done watching it before you can really have a conversation. And
It's
I just
true.
think that hurts the cultural consciousness of the show when you do it that way.
Yeah, because then you kind of miss out on the speculation, so.
Yeah.
Probes
Yeah,
being a
it's-
jerk. And then steals some minerals and heads on out.
As probes do. We get the same music going.
Pardon
I
me?
bet we do. Do we have the same music going in the background, like in the game?
I don't know how we'd verify that.
Well, I'm going to hum along to it for a minute. Ready? So it's that part where it's like... This is hard to hum along to. Hang on a second.
It's high-pitched trumpets right now.
And then it just fades out into nothing?
Oh, then there's like a trombone.
Okay, there's no music right now for me. Do you have music?
There's like light orchestra in the background.
Oh, yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Is that what's happening for you?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
All right. We'll figure it out one day. I assume it is, but then I thought, I was like, what if it isn't? Anywho, Void Ray out. Bam.
Yay.
See you later, Overlord. Oracle on the
fan.
Fallout. Yeah, absolutely. Void Ray opens are good. Good luck having Overlords on the map at this stage of the game when that's happening.
Yep, and then they're incredibly good defensively against Zerg. It basically says, if you're going to attack me with roaches, you better have a lot of roaches or bring some queens. And then, I mean, they're okay versus defending against lings too. And it really just helps Protoss be secure until Hydras pop out for the Zerg. And then they die. But anyway.
Yeah, of course. Man, I'm still to this point, to this day, I'm like, man, Void Rays are fast even without Flux Veins. They're so zippy.
Yeah, they're so quick.
I'm just never getting used to the idea that they're this fast. We'll never forget the patch where they were like, we're going to make Void Rays cheaper, and they build faster, and they have a faster speed. It's like, wait, what happened to us? What happened to the Void Ray?
The Void Ray definitely had a glow up.
Yeah, massive glow up.
They're
like
still pretty slow to turn, though, like their acceleration,
yes.
so they still can get picked off if you don't micro them correctly, at least.
That's true. But man, you never should lose a Void Ray under any circumstances if you're a Protoss these days.
How about an Oracle to a Spore?
Well, yeah, that's acceptable.
Is
you
it,
don't
though?
quite have the range a Void Ray does.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, no! Oh. About 1 hit point left on that guy. Or gal, as it were. Let's see if Shin goes back into Lurkers. I don't think he will. He's like, boy, those did not work out for me at all.
Yeah, I don't know if Shin plans on letting the game go long enough to go into Lurkers. He's building 8 Roaches right now. He's got out a good amount of Lings. There is Adepts and a Void Ray to try and defend this. Classic does a great job repositioning those Adepts in order to defend. Dropper Lords, it is going to be an all-in. Queens are coming.
I love how in the current meta of StarCraft, all-ins involve 3 bases and 53 workers.
It's true.
Very fun.
The whole family's piling in the car. And away goes Shin. Is Classic going to be ready for this? The answer is probably not. He's building a battery. He hasn't really been warping anything in, but he does have 6 gateways. He's just been focused on getting High Templar and going for a High Templar drop, and he's got no idea this is coming. And Shin is about to destroy Classic.
Dude, 72 to 37 army supply. Queens are here. Your Void Rays. Where is your god now? Shield Battery putting a lot of work in. Corrosive Bile is going to take that sucker down immediately. A little bit of help, some Lings there too. Microing as well as he can here as Classic. Probes are dying all over the place. The War Prism's coming home to try to save the day, but I'm not sure it's enough.
Yeah, Classic has been knocked down to 2 bases. There's no chance he's going to save this 3rd. We'll see if he can get some clutch Psystorms to potentially play this game out. It's not going to be easy, though. High Templar lands. Psystorms get dropped. Shin's going to have to be careful as he assaults on in, but he's going to be happy picking off these gateways, picking off the Cybernetics core. The Zealots don't have charge. Psystorms is killing so many Zerglings. But it's still not enough.
Shin's getting a 4th base behind this. Like, really, man? You need
Oh
a 4th base behind this?
The Psystorms are so huge for Classic, but he just doesn't have anything else. GG, Shin takes it 3-1.
Dang, what a timing attack. Little German taxi action. Who needs the transfuse, huh? Actually, yeah, he was pooping some creep there, huh? Anyway, GG, Shin goes a 3-1 to earn a spot in the finals against Gumio in our best of 7. Going to be an excellent time at TVZ finals for you all. After a PVT best of 5, a PVZ best of 5, now we get a TVZ, so good variety today.
Yeah.
In our series for the Africa StarCraft Global number 8. Sorry, SOOP StarCraft Global number 8. Goodness.
It's okay. I don't
Autopilot
think
there for
that's
a
ever
second.
going to go away.
I know. It's been so many years.
Yeah. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man. It's going to be a best of 7 between Shin and Gumiho. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a minute or two and get into that best of 7.
All right. Be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's get up those cameras. And yeah, it is time for our best of 7 finals. Shin versus Gumiho in a TVZ.
Oh, so excited. Shin's been aggressive. Gumio's been aggressive today. The aggression is going to meet and be explosive here on Snowpiercer for game number 1. I'm surprised that Phoenix hasn't tried to bribe anybody to make nukes. I guess that would only be Gumio, though, to be fair. Nobody else involved here can make nukes in this series.
It's all on Gumiho.
It is. I think we got nukes last time, didn't we? Somebody did nukes for us, and I'm not sure Phoenix was here for it, to be honest.
I do recall, though, that nuke.
Yeah.
It very well could have been Gumiho.
I mean, wouldn't be surprised. There we go. $15 for a nuke, says Phoenix. He's here. He's awake. He's ready to go.
Say the word nuke and his ears pop up and away he goes.
Yeah. He's like, you summoned me using the portal. All right. TVZ shenanigans here. We're going to see a multiple Reaper opening possibly here from Gumio. The world is his oyster, man.
Yeah. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in, and make sure to let your friends know that this event is going on. And yeah, here we are on the PTR, on the new maps in the top right. It's Gumiho.
And in the bottom left, it's our guy Shin doing that same thing, extractor tricking for super fast hatch. Gumio's gonna get there and be like, wait, what? You're starting your hatch now?
I don't know if Gumiho's focused on that. He's proxy 2-raxing.
Oh, it's the second SCV.
Is it a TVZ best of 7? Yes, it is. Therefore,
yes, it is.
Therefore, there's gonna be some dirty proxies. Is it 1? Is it 2? It's 3 racks.
3 racks. The count from Sesame Street. So here's the thing. Your hatch is down faster if you're Shin.
Yeah. I'm curious how this affects it.
Yeah. Do you get lings out more quickly? I need to see. I got to compare the timing on the pool.
Well, the pool must be faster because...
Well...
Because the extra expense doesn't come till you build a queen, so your pool's going to be quicker. Because you save the 25 on minerals.
So it finishes at 140. 6 lings are on the way. I mean, he smells something. You don't make 6 lings for nothing. 8 lings on the way. 2 queens getting fired up. He's Shin? He's like, I would do this if I was Gumio, so I'm doing it. And look, the bunker can't even get close to the hatch because it's
that is
so
a
early.
Crazy nerf to proxies.
Oh my god. Gumio's like, what is this dark magic? How do you have this many lings out? How is the hatch down so fast? What is happening?
SCVs are trying to help their marine bros take on the lings. More marines do pop out. Gumiho does a very good job microing them back. So we see 2 marines die for 8 lings.
Yeah, I mean, but the queens are here now, and everybody's all bruised up because of that. I mean, no way. Gumio's got to go home. It's over, man.
It's a 3 racks. He can't easily go home.
I don't know. I've seen games where the Terran packs up and goes home here and wins in the end anyway, but that's not what Gumio is doing. Gumio is
I don't know if that's an every case scenario. We see him lifting off the rack so he can kill the Overlord. I love that play by Gumiho, ensuring that Overlord kill, getting some value. He is still making Marines, though. He's floating this 1 racks over. I think he's trying to trick Shin into thinking that he's giving up the proxy, but he's still making Marines.
Yeah, I love these lings. They're going to get through those supply depots, no problem.
Is Gumiho gonna, like, kill these lings then pull the SCVs?
He might have to.
I think that's going to be what he's going to do. Are the boys coming? No boys. Okay, he's not all-inning behind this. But just the constant marine production is still a little bit odd.
Yeah, like, what really? What are we doing with this? speed's getting fired up from Shin. I love floating the barracks in the main base for scouting purposes. It takes so long to kill.
He's sending these Marines forward, but like, just the Marines aren't going to cut it, Gumiho. If he was to go for this follow-up all-in, I think he needed to bring all the SCVs. And maybe that timing would have worked, because it would have been 14 Marines and 20-odd SCVs. And Shin is just now making more Lings. We may see Gumiho get the third from Shin. That would be quite nice.
Oh, definitely dead. Not even close.
And it's a cancel.
That's a cancel. That's a cancel.
Oh, look at this, though. Shin fires up 20 Zerglings. Gumiho better be going on home with all those Marines. Metabolic boost is 10 seconds away from finishing.
Ooh, boy. 34 speedlings, man. That's a lot of speedlings.
That is a boatload of speedlings. 16 Marines against 34 Lings.
No. Here they come.
Yeah, we'll see. They're going to meet too, aren't they? Shin sees this. He's seizing the day. Gumiho's microing back as well as he can, but he doesn't have a lot of production other than this, so all those Marines die. Gumiho taps on out as Shin takes game number 1. That was so bizarre.
Dude, yeah, as soon as Gumiho showed up, and he's like, I can't put my bunkers anywhere near this hatchery. What is happening?
Yeah.
And then the Lings were there, and he's like, what's going on?
Did this
that was over at that point.
Turax? Is the Turax dead in TVZ?
It appears to be pretty dead, folks. Pretty dead.
Because, like, there is, like, the math is pretty straightforward. In the patch, the Zerg hatch, it's 25 minerals cheaper, so that's, I don't know, an extra second or 2 seconds earlier that you can build.
Right.
That you can get your spawning pool up, and so...
And in games like that, a couple seconds is kind of a huge deal.
Turaxes are won and lost in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, did the Balance Council figure this out? Did they think about this?
Man, the Zerg Cabal is real sneaky. They're like, no, it's a nerf, guys. I swear I never have to deal with a Turax again.
Brilliant. Gumiho like writes down on a piece of paper on his desk, don't try that again on the PTR.
He's got a notepad on his, or a sticky note on his monitor that says don't Turax.
Don't Turax on this version of the PTR, or you will die.
Oh my gosh.
Bottom left of ley lines is our Towel Terran, is the Gumiho.
And in the top right, it's Shin. You gotta give it to him. Like Gumiho, he tried it in the best of 7. It's had its attempt. I don't know if we'll see that one again. But Shin, like he did kind of just blind counter that by opening up with 8 Lings early on. Like he had no indication that that proxy was coming, other than some sixth sense.
Right. Which, gamer sense, man. It's powerful. Yeah, Shin says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's go for that 15 hatch at 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And Gumi was like, oh, just Reaper expand, I suppose. Should be fine. Man, stealth buffs to Zerg. Who saw this coming? Everyone, probably. Oh, man. So my brothers are coming into town for Thanksgiving next week.
Oh,
American
nice.
Thanksgiving next week. And we're going to play basketball. We usually do that when we're all together. And one of my brothers was like, yeah, one of my neighbors has this super cool basketball, like, machine set up that keeps track of your shooting percentages and, like, rebounds the ball for you and stuff. And I've been out there for a couple hours a day. You guys are all in trouble. And I'm like, dude, that's crazy. I want one of those.
Huh. That's
we'll
very
see if it helps
interesting.
them when Thanksgiving comes around.
Yeah, you might just destroy them because you only have a regular basketball hoop or something.
Yeah. It's like Ivan Drago versus Rocky and Rocky 4 or 3.
Oh, man.
Whichever one has Ivan Drago in
I
it.
think I only watched the first one of those.
Ah, so it's in 2 or 3 where he's fighting this Russian boxer at the height of the Cold War, right?
Oh, okay.
And there's this montage where the Russian boxer's getting all this help from like Russian scientists, and they're injecting him with like steroids and stuff, and they're measuring his punch strength. And then Rocky's like in the woods somewhere hauling logs and like naturally getting ready for the fight. It's hilarious. It's so 1980s. It's amazing.
Rocky is a good movie for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Fun.
I hadn't seen those movies till. Well, I mean, it's been a good few years at this point, but I had a weekend where I just watched Rambo and Rocky. That got my Stallone in.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a good era for Stallone. The peak Stallone is what that is. Okay, Reaper hops in. Again, not really expecting to get much done against a good Zerg player like Shin is, so... Poking in for a scout. Third base coming in back here for Gumio. Can't really do anything about that as a Zerg player either. Third base pops from Shin, and we're looking good.
The anti 3 racks is the 3cc.
Yeah. 100%. Too grateful to be hateful is being a little hateful in the chat.
Oh dear.
How can this glitch persist in the game? I mean, I don't know if it's a glitch. Like, extractor tricking's been around for a long time. Yeah, it's a feature, not a bug. Anyhow, Gumio's firing up Stim. Overlord gonna die, trying to get a scout off here. Not a Serral Overlord. It would have gotten a lot more information than this. Don't know what he's doing flying right in the front door.
Yeah. It's just Slowling's trying to defend against this. A much later speed.
Block. Yeah, 100 billion% later speed. What the heck?
But no drones really died. Gumio does micro that injured Hellion, so the drones can't get it. I love it, because I think it was like another week ago, last event, that someone had a Hellion, very low HP, and they didn't micro it. And so
a drone took it down?
A drone or a probe or something killed it, and it's like, there was nothing on that Hellion. You could have microed that. So I'm glad to see Gumio microed it. Big fan.
Yes, me too. Got some more damage down. Maybe didn't kill anything, but hey, it's not about death all the time.
I mean, those drones were pulled off the line for a second longer.
Yeah, there we go. Baneling Nest getting fired up. Lair is on the way. Gumio looks like he's gearing up for about a 6-7 minute timing attack here with Combat Shield, with Stim, couple medevacs. Not sure if he's going to bring any tanks along with him, though.
No, I don't think Gumio's building up to, like... Well, he's building up, but I don't think he's going to be pushing seriously anytime soon. I think it's just going to be drops and stuff, because he does have to wait for these extra 3 racks he's building to get online. It takes a minute after going for a 3rd CC to really get pushing.
Absolutely. So it does kind of slow this thing down, but he's on the side of the map anyway.
We'll see if he can get anything done with these 11 Marines without combat shield. And they go.
Why you spread your creep, friends. Get that early warning system of what's going on here. Nice pick up and boost into the main. Oh yeah, boosted right into the main. Did he? There's only one queen here. Everybody else is out. What can we kill? An extractor, maybe? Oh gosh, the response. The lings are so fast. Time to get out of there.
9 queens.
Yeah, which is not... I mean, I don't want to say that significantly lower in number than queens would be normally in the regular.
How much extra money is that? Because that's 25 a queen, so 225 extra minerals. And now he's got 4 hatcheries, so saving 100. So all in all, he's 175 minerals in the hole on the new patch.
Seems like he's okay.
He still has quite a bit of stuff. But you know, he might have had 70 lings instead of 60. Had that not been the case.
I mean, that seems like a pretty big difference. Centrifugal hooks getting fired up, almost done. What has Shin got down south? Is that a... Oh, just a handful of banelings and lings. Cool.
Just hanging out.
As you do. Nice pick off on a queen there. And this is what we're talking about. The 7-minute timing attack. Marines. 1-1 upgrades on these guys. Immediately fires up a +2 attack.
Ooh. This is where Gumiho starts spewing out Terran units and will not stop.
Yeah,
great defense.
Suddenly. Yeah, that got nothing done at all.
But more banelings.
Off creep banelings. Whee! Drilling claws coming in from Gumiho. These Widow Mines are going to be a big part of it for sure. Ling Hydra Bane appears to be the play here from Shin. Maybe a couple of Vipers while we're at it. He busts the wall and then gets in the mineral line. That's how you do that.
Yeah, 14,
if you are a Baneling.
14 SCVs, a couple of supply depots to boot. Gumiho repositions a tank. He's like, right, that other tank wasn't close enough there. We'll see if he actually sieges that to prevent that happening again. But great move by Shin to get the momentum on his side.
Gets in that mineral line again. Tries to retreat, but Gumiho tears those guys apart. Gumiho maybe going for a pickup at the 12 o'clock there, but looks like he is being dealt with.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like the medevac got killed. Hydralisks, man, pretty good.
Now, Gumiho does still have the potential to make a big push happen. He's on 3 bases. He can drop mules. He's even got a 4th base floating on over. But that really did seem to take Gumiho back a minute. That Baneling run by.
Yeah, definitely. Those SCVs dying really slowed down his push, slowed down his economy. It's 75 to 65 workers in favor of Shino. No mules are good, but man, no hatches down in the first 9 minutes of the game. Concussive Shell getting fired up. More Marines, more Marauders all the time. And a 4th base from Gumiho. Yeah, Terran on 4 bases can really start pumping to be everywhere at once. But again, that's what Zergs do too. So it's kind of a battle of the macro here.
Like, Shin has bought himself a tremendous amount of time just by seizing the momentum there. With that counterattack, all of a sudden Gumiho's like, yeah, okay, I'll build a 4th. I'll get up a 5th base. But he doesn't seem to have any plan to end the game right now because he kind of knows that Shin's going to have enough to defend. And so Gumiho is just hunkering down, and we may be getting a late game TVZ. I am very excited to see how this plays out between these two. Shin's going for a big Ling Baneling counterattack, but there's Widow Mines, tanks, reinforcements galore to defend that.
Huge fan of the tanks in this situation. Just really nice at getting big-time hits off.
What is he doing?
I don't know. He just lost a medevac, and a bunch of dudes unloaded and died there, too. That was disastrous for Gumiho. Wow.
Would they not have been safe in the bottom right? I guess he just didn't want to have them
realize there were
something?
Hydras? Or, yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
Mine connection is a big one, but yeah, Gumiho's on 4 bases. He's got another army up here you got to deal with. Obviously, Lurker Den coming in, Hive on the way here from Shin 2. I'm not sure Lurkers are what we want, but 46 Lings in production. They don't have Adrenal yet. They're on 2-2, which is nice for this stage of the game.
Gumiho was on creep, but he wisely backs off it because Shin was looking to pounce on top of that army. 5 Lurkers get fired up. The Zerg has got 6 mining bases right now. Gumiho, he's on 4 with an extra command center just finished. He's going to even throw up another 2 CCs behind that. We are in full-blown late-game mode right now, but the creep is pretty pushed back.
Bottom right. Yes, it is. Creep pushback is huge. Bottom right attack gets completely wiped out there. Widow Mine's going to get free hits, though. Oh, huge Bane connections there. Hydra's cleaning out who doesn't die. Army value is 96 to 88 now for Shin. Widow Mine's getting hits on Lurker eggs, which is kind of exciting. You don't see that very much.
Gumiho is potentially going to get this 6th base. He doesn't target it down, though, unfortunately, which is quite a lost opportunity. He's just boosting home with his units, and this is a situation where Terran has to be really careful. He just lost a lot of units out on the map. His production is just catching up. Army supply-wise, though, it seems Gumiho will be fine. We're seeing Shin now try and knight us, but there's 2 Marines on deck to try and deal with that, and it looks like they may be able to.
Yeah, they're going to take care of that, but just barely. Gumiho's too smart for that. That planetary is going to go down to these Banelings. There's really no saving it. Planetary pops. Do the Lings have Adrenal yet? No, we're not getting Adrenal for the Lings. We're giving them 3-3, which is nice. But, dude, Shin, Adrenal, kind of huge right now.
Yeah.
It's like a Terran forgetting about Stim. What the heck, man? Oh, doesn't matter. Did he get a Nidus up in the... He got a Nidus up. That's what it was. Aw, lurkers inside the main base, right on top of the Ghost Academy and the Fusion Core. Brutal. Brutal loss there. Shin goes up 2-0 in our best of 7 finals. And Shin is kind of looking really good right now.
Yeah, I've been... Yeah.
Dude.
It's not often Terran comes back from a situation like that.
Ah, you're just worried it was a preemptive GG out of Gumio.
A little bit, but then I think about it, and it's like lurkers in your main. You're going to lose a base when the Zerg attacks again in a second. Then the snowball happens, and you're dead. So.
Yeah. Yeah, if he'd gotten that hatch, I think it would have been a different story. I really do. That one on the right side, that would have been really big for him, but at the end of the day, nope. Couldn't quite finish it off.
Hit up that Matcherino, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in today.
Yeah, thanks for everyone for hitting the Matcherino, especially for the extra donations from very cool people.
Yeah. Players greatly appreciate that.
All right, Gumio's got his work cut out for him here on Ultra Love, down 2-0 in a best of 7. It's not nearly as problematic as when you're down 2-0 in a best of 5, but still going to be a tough row to hoe here for the Towel Terran, and shit's good. Like, I gotta say, not the biggest Shin fan out there, but in situations like this, he's kind of on fire.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think if you look at his Aligalac, he's probably going to be... he's been doing very well lately. He took down Max Pax. He's been really crushing some of those online cups.
He took down Max Pax? Okay, that's pretty insane right now.
multiple times in some recent online cups. Shin, top 9 on Aligalac and climbing.
Holy smokes. Okay, I take it back. Shin, you're awesome. My bad.
Anyway, I'm not going to look at that right now because we've got a game to cast. Okay, in the bottom left, it's Gumio.
And in the top right, it's our boy Shin, who is number 9 in the Aligalac rankings, ahead of players like Cure. Holy dang.
Yeah. Yeah, Shin. I know I knock him a lot of the time because he is so aggressive. But
and it's tough to win consistently being that aggressive.
It is. But he's consistently aggressive, so.
He's ahead of Rogue right now.
Yeah, but Rogue just came back from the military fairly recently.
Like 4 months ago, but yes. Trap, Classic, Gumio, Estrella, Nightmare, Creator. He's ahead of a lot of good people. Solar. Dude, he's the number 4 Zerg in the world right now. Way to go, Shin.
Behind Dark, Cyril, and Raynor?
There you go. Yep. Not a hard thing to guess, I would say. I mean, yeah, that 4th spot is kind of a coveted one. Rogue was in there forever. He'll probably pop back in eventually, but for now, it's Shin's. Shin owns it.
Yeah, Rogue wasn't just in there, though, when he was playing. Like, he was on top of there.
That's true. Often. I mean, it was Cyril, Dark, and Rogue really kind of fought for that top spot.
I think it was Cyril Rogue, though. Rogue was number 2. And if we do get another EWC, I'm pretty sure Rogue's going to be getting all sweaty again and giving those nerds a run for their money.
I hope so. Someone's got to give Clem a run for his money. He looked way too good at the first EWC.
Yeah, he did look really good.
I don't think anybody made him sweat at all. I mean, he was Russian nerds.
Yeah. Yeah, Clem is really good. We'll see if he can do it again, though. Yeah, he probably can.
And that's the thing. Like, Raynor wins his world championship and doesn't quite live up to what we expected from him, right?
Yeah.
So it happens.
I think the thing is that Clem plays so much that, like, he plays so much and he wins the vast majority of what he plays.
True.
He loses to Max Packs and online cups and maybe a Korean player in, like, some NA KREU cups, but I don't know. He's pretty darn consistent.
Dude, do not lose a... Okay,
No, I was about to say,
Reaper
like,
there.
that would be dumb. Oh my gosh,
Too grateful to be...
Gumiho.
Oh, he did. Okay.
You fool.
We were... Oh, it's 14-1 army supply. Gumio, buddy. You alright, Gumio?
He's also going for a non-wall off against Shin.
Yeah. I feel like this is something we like to call a mistake.
This isn't a mistake. This is just blind ignorance.
Ha! Too grateful to be hateful says I'm Shin's #1 fan. John Solo says let's get Max Packs in one of these future ones. All right, we've had him before.
We've had him, and the problem with Max Packs is he just crushes everyone.
That's true.
If we invite Max Packs and we can't get like Raynor or Clem, we know Max Packs is gonna win. It's that simple.
Right.
Gumiho moves out with his Hellions and Reapers. Meanwhile, Shin is coming on in with his Lings. The door is wide open. It's non-existent.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what to say about this.
He's like, wait, what? Everything's open? Okay. A couple
Like,
Hellions in the main base.
Why would you not wall your main as Gumiho?
Because you have Hellions, I guess? Question mark?
He's not as dead as I thought he'd be, actually, because Shin... I think couldn't believe his eyes. It was just wide open like that. So only 4 dead SCVs for 13 Lings. There's been worse trades. Gumiho's got a 3rd CC to back it up.
Yeah, there you go. Fine. Gumio's got 34 workers. He's doing great. Hellions trying to get out of there. Lings try to go for the block. They slip out. One of them goes down. Oh, crap. Another one's going to die because he stopped. And that one's going to die, too, because he keeps trying to stop as well. Okay, so every Hellion dies. Nobody can escape out of there. Not great. So, yeah, both players end up going for the harassment. Maybe don't quite pay for themselves as well as they wanted to. That just leads us into more of a 4 versus a 3 base scenario here. Tank production probably getting fired up from Gumio. Yep, off of that Tech Lab factory. Excellent job by him. Roachhorn on the way from Shin. Maybe some of them are Ravagers.
Yeah, Ling Ravager maybe to defend against any aggression, perhaps.
Like that.
And there's that 4th for Shin going up. Gumiho's landing on his 3rd. He's going to have to be careful to defend against it, against any potential run-bys like we saw in the previous match. Stimpack is done for Gumiho, though. He's got 6 Marines, but building 5 at a time, 2 Medivacs on the way. Extra racks finished up now, too. This Overlord is going to meet its end.
Yeah, Banshee providing that high ground vision. Love a good Banshee in this matchup. Clem makes him look pretty good. I think Gumio can probably do the same. Yeah, so missile attack upgrade and ground carapace. 10 roaches get fired up. Glio reconstitution finishing up here in a couple of minutes. And combat shield for Gumio on the other side. So 4 basing Shin, 70 workers, no big deal. Army value pretty big. Gumio's going to try to get some more harassment done here, but I don't know. I mean, he's chasing off creep. He does see this little group, so he's going to move to deal with that. Carapace upgrade for these roaches is going to be really important for this attack. It's not there yet, and it's going to take a while. You can't chrono that thing.
Lings go for a run-by. There is a tank.
But friendly fire tank splash is a bit of an issue for these SCVs, too. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't know if 3 SCVs would have died there without the tank splash, but maybe more. I don't know.
Who knows?
Hard to tell in that situation.
Medivacs now have to put in some overtime to heal up those SCVs, but at least they are being healed up, which will keep them safe from future run-bys. Double tank sieging up at the third. I'm a big fan of that. We'll see if Gumiho holds that position or decides to move out. Queens are very far forward. One gets caught. Creep needs to be pushed back by Gumiho, as this is dangerously close towards his third base. Marines are going to grab the Queen. The Banshee eats some Corrosive Bile and gets taken care of, though. And all of a sudden, Shin is looking incredibly scary as Gumiho is on 71 supply to 114. With all that supply loaded up in his Medivacs being pushed off the line, that means he's dangerously open to an attack. Shin, the killer, realizes this, pounces on top of Gumiho's third. Gumiho has a counter drop going on with these Stim Marines. They may get actually quite a bit of damage done. Gumiho grabs 10 drones, and he's going to try and take it as far as he can. Hits the natural base. Meanwhile, Shin is going to have to try and break the natural of Gumiho, but there's Marines. SCVs can be pulled off the line to defend this, and Shin is having a hard time mustering a defense.
Nah, he's got it now. Roaches coming in. That Carapace upgrade is massively important. He's actually not fighting with all of his Roaches right now. I think because he's trying to bust up this natural ramp on the other side of it. Gumiho sort of holding here, but the Corrosive Bile taking down the tanks is huge. Gumiho just trying to get what value he can from like 3 or 4 Marines on the other side at 60 to 24 workers. I think Gumiho's about to GG. I would not be shocked at all. I mean, again, he's microing his face off on the other side of the map there with the remaining 4 Marines he's got inside Shin's main base, but they're getting chased away by Lings and Roaches. A handful of Marines, 1 siege tank, and a dream here is Gumiho. But dude, 65 to 24 workers is not something you really ever come back from here. Shin's got a 2-2 getting fired up. I mean, in fairness, Gumiho's working on his upgrades too. Love these 3 Marines, dude. Look at them. 2 kills, 3 kills.
If Shin was on like 30 or like 50 workers, then it's like, okay, maybe Gumiho can float himself off mules. But really the only option for Gumiho now is to win the game in the next couple minutes or get some really good damage done. And there's potential for it. 60 to 71 supply. 2 Marines are no joke. Lots of Medivacs are here to support them. And there's a drop.
If that 2-2 finishes from Shin, that's a major problem. And you're right. Drop coming up that right side. It's going to get... Now he's going all the way over. Does he want? I don't think he wants to land here. But Roach is ready for him inside that main base.
Yeah, but they're out of position.
Some of that creep.
Or the rest of the force is out of position. There's the unloading, but these are 2-2 Marines, so they actually managed to get a foothold. However, Gumiho's not unloading all the Marines. He didn't click on that one Medivac. I guess he was busy microing these other units, crossing the map, going for a drop elsewhere. He gets pushed towards the third. He's coming in with the rest of his force. And he's actually taking a decent fight. Eats some Corrosive Biles, though. A tank can get set on up. Scan to kill off some of the creep. The 5th base of Shin gets shut down. Can Gumiho take it home? But look at the supply. The answer is a no.
No. That +2 ground carapace finishing right at the end there. That was also very big, but maybe not necessary. Shin goes up 3-0 in our best-of-7 finals. Top 10 players Shin, everybody. I did not see this coming, gonna be honest. When I looked at the lineup for this, I was not like, yeah, Shin's gonna win the first 3 games in the best-of-7. Nope. Not even close. So yeah, John Solo's like, yeah. Calling him by his old name.
Yeah. His old name is so much cooler, though, to be fair.
Ragnarok is so cool. Yeah. Oh. Shin. Like, I feel like there's a character in... God, what's the TV show? There's like a really popular HBO show that just ended.
Oh my gosh, how did I click the wrong lobby again?
Ah.
Slow loading.
Mm-hmm.
There we are. Sorry, an HBO show where there's a character called Shin?
Character named Shin. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah, I haven't really put stock in an HBO show since Game of Thrones. So.
Haha, interesting.
But then again, Chernobyl was fantastic. So. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good. Need to rewatch that at some point.
I probably rewatch that at least once a year.
I need to do that. Shin's his real name, says John Solo. Well, he can't hate on it too much, I guess.
Yeah, but imagine how cool it would be if his actual name was Ragnarok.
All right, Whispers of Gold here. We got Shin up 3-0 against Gumio. Gumio needs to pull an absolute rabbit out of his hat. If he's
Yeah,
gonna win
he
this
really
thing.
does. It's going to be a very tall order.
And
There he
bottom
is.
left, it's Gumio. Or sorry, top left, it's Gumio. And bottom right, it's Shin. And he can't even rely on the proxy shenanigans. Like, this is prime position for a proxy in a TVZ series, but
No,
he
but
can't
it's gone.
do it. Right.
How many Terrans won best of 5s, best of 3s, best of 7s because of a proxy game?
Yeah, because they proxy in a critical game where they needed a win, and they get the win. Oh my gosh. Holy Hannah. All right. Yeah, I'm sure there was a moment loading into this game where Gumio said, all right, let's proxy. And then he went, wait. Looked at the post-it note on his monitor and said, I can't. Oh. Yeah, they might have to reverse that. I really don't think they can keep this. Because proxies are such an important part of the game.
Yeah. Because I mean, not that we see proxies from Protoss too common
Right.
in the early PvZ, but that could be affected too, so. We say time and time again that 1 second really affects things in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, it does.
That is a key example of it.
Right. And it doesn't seem to hurt Shin at all.
No.
Like, Extractor Tick 15 hatch at 34 seconds is fine. He can macro off the back of it. He can be aggressive off the back of it.
Yeah, you
Doesn't
got
hurt
your
anything he's
larva,
trying
you're
to
good.
do. Yeah. Sure, the queens are more expensive, but that doesn't seem to be affecting anything either. Oh boy. Balance Council needs to go back to the drawing board on this one, I think.
Yeah. The balance council's just too slow.
I feel like the process went a lot faster last patch. But I guess they weren't as controversial in the last patch either.
No, but just like... Yeah, it's just, I feel like they're too slow. Like, Blizzard's always got ideas in their head, and then, like, a lot of the times, even if the community was like, no, or we have a better idea, Blizzard would just be like, nope, maybe next patch. It's like, can't you guys just try something new? Or try
Well,
something
they
different?
I mean, they're certainly trying something new here. And everyone hates on them for it, so...
Yeah, but that's but they'd get less hate for certain ideas if they tried more ideas.
Ah.
Like if they
okay.
were just like, yeah, okay, it's the PTR. We've got 20 changes. We're gonna do 5 a week for a month, and we'll take the good ones.
So just throw ideas at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
would be better.
I think so too. Somebody email Harstom and tell him to do this. He's on the Balance Council sometimes. I don't know how this works. Pig's probably out there. Zombie Grub's out there.
Nobody knows how it works. That's the problem.
It is cloaked in secrecy.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Banshees for Gumio on the open. Let's see if he gives them some cloak. That'd be rad. Overlord coming in for the scout, though. This is a Serral scouting Overlord, not the other one. This one's a Serral scouting Overlord. Holy cow. How did he get it back there? What the? I love it, though. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's a perfect scout off. And the Overlord lives. Alright. Well, it's one Banshee without Cloak. So, going to be a bit annoying, but nothing Shin really has to worry about. Ooh, and then goes into a Raven. That's why we didn't see Cloak.
Yeah, Gumiho. He's got a large number of Hellions, and he's going to be making a Raven to take map control. But then again, the problem with styles like this is that Queens beat Hellions, Queens snipe Ravens. So as long as the Zerg positions the Queens correctly, your Hellions aren't going to actually push that much creep back. Gumiho moves forward with the Ravens and Hellions, but Shin is walking those Queens around. Looks like he will get a few creep tumors as Shin does pull the Queens out of position, expecting Gumiho to maybe go for a dive in towards the south, but he doesn't. He just gets the creep, so that was nice. 1-1's on the way for Gumiho. Shin has his Evos about to finish up, so he'll be able to get his own upgrade started. Centrifugal hooks is being produced too, so Banelings will have speed.
Yeah, man, it's just, gosh, Shin has a big army. He's got a great economy. He's on 4 bases. These cheaper hatches just kind of seem to have a massive effect on how fast you can take bases and how big you can make your economy at what time.
Yeah.
And it just kind of compounds. Or Shin just playing really well.
Yeah, I'm not going to say this is all on the patch or anything like that, because I think Zergs have been able to pull this off for a while. If you're a good Zerg, you can defend the Terran aggression and kind of make the Terran look a little foolish as they try things. Great surround on the Hellions, even with auto turrets getting tossed on down. It is a full wipeout of all of Gumiho's Hellions. 26 Lings for 8 Hellions.
Great trade.
Yeah, great trade for Shin.
Unstoppable trade. 76 to 61 workers right now from Shin. He's got a bigger army. He has a much bigger economy. Banelings getting fired up here on creep. They should be fine. Lings don't have upgrades yet. Again, you will lag behind on upgrades as a Zerg player. And some Hydras are here.
Yeah,
okay.
Nice
Try to get a little
from
surround.
Gumiho.
Yeah. I thought that was going to go a lot better for Shin than it did. I think Shin thought
look at all
so
the
too.
Marines that are being produced. 12 Marines at a time for Gumiho. He is doing what Terran does best. No gases at that third base. He is just saying, I am bringing the pain. And we'll see if Shin can defend this or not. Gumiho, he's got multiple tanks being brought forward with this attack. He's cleaned the creep towards that 4th base. It is a dead shot forward. Tanks are going to siege up behind the rocks. Gumiho moves on in with these Marines. Shin has plenty of Banelings, but an anti-armor missile goes down.
Solid hit.
Yeah, Gumiho needs to get these reinforcements across the map. Look at all those Marines reinforcing. He's actually going to go for a drop while setting up to defend against a counterattack. We'll see if he can make this happen. Shin's got those Banelings rolling forward. The tanks will help zone him back. Meanwhile, this drop is moving towards the 5th base. Counterattack by Shin. With just Hydras is a little bit risky because, I mean, Hydras aren't the best against Marines.
Nope. That's why I go Hydraling Bane here. That hatch is going to go down. This hatch getting some serious hits, but a response from Ling's going to shut that down as well. Yeah, that hatch is going to die. This one should live. Hydras are sort of winning at this 3rd base, though, and Gumiho cannot afford to lose this 3rd under any circumstances. So more Marines come in. Hydra's got to pull back to the creep a little bit. And where are we right now? 75 to 59 workers for Shin is pretty great. Army value pretty big here as well, and I just don't know that Shin's taking enough damage that he's really worried about things at the moment.
Yeah, he got a new base up right before he lost his 5th. Looks like Gumiho may get a cancel on a new 5th, so that's very important. Meanwhile, Shin is still attacking with just Hydras, which is kind of comical. Gumiho hasn't really been producing any SCVs. He is quite all in. Banelings are rolling forward. Marines barely get saved in Medivacs. Gumiho can actually lift all this up and go into the main base, though Queens are going to get caught out by this. The tanks, they can siege.
Transfuses keeping the Queens alive until where is the rest of the army?
In come the
Did you
Banes.
think the Queens can handle that?
Oh,
okay, well, everybody.
And he lifts
not
up just
much
in
of
time.
a pickup. Well, not quite a great pickup there, but
Yeah, I think he lost about a Medivac worth of units. Could be worse. Gumiho gonna cancel the 5th of the Zerg. Meanwhile, he's still just pumping Marines. Actually gets a kill on it.
Drop inside the main gets wiped out. It is 72 to 61 workers. Army value bigger for Gumio, but it's a lot of Marines. And
It
Fester
really
or
is.
2 would be amazing here. A couple
64
fungals could
Marines.
end this.
Gumiho refuses to let Shin get up a 5th base, though.
I like it. Extractor's going down. Ling's getting further upgrades would be nice.
Oh my gosh, this is so many Marines.
It is pure Marine, dude. Yeah, this hatch is not happening. Shin, cancel it. Are you insane? Yeah, look at him engaging off creep. If he gets the medevac, and he does, there is no evac for these boys. They all die, but that hatch gets killed, and Gumio's got another ginormous army. Hydra Den gets sniped. Gumio says, I am Marine Man. Watch me roar.
His
Finally,
life is
an
on the
infestation
line.
pit gets tapped. Yeah, Marines and tanks. That's all the man. I guess medevacs. That's all the man needs.
3-3 upgrades are in sight for Gumiho. We'll see if he gets those done before infestors are on the table for Shin. And as the Baneling count grows, it definitely does become scarier to micro these. Gumiho just charges on in, lifts everything up into Medivacs. He gets one Evo there, has to now unload all these Marines. Meanwhile, his force is moving down towards the bottom left. Another denial on the 5th base. Shin is starting to starve out. Meanwhile, Gumiho has a 4th base now building himself. He's still got to be so careful, though. There's 49 Banelings out for Shin against a 69 Marine army. But a fight on the right-hand side goes okay, as there's not quite enough Banelings. Most of them are on the left side. They're actually pushing on in, so now Gumiho's on the defensive. He does have 2 tanks to fall back to at his 3rd base. That could really help out. He's got reinforcements streaming on in. He kind of just needs to take an okay trade and then get some damage done on the other side of the map.
Huge Bane connections. I think his attention was elsewhere. 3rd base is going to die. I think Gumio's out of it, man. Yeah, medevac's getting picked out. He has to pick up and retreat from this position. Infestors are out. They can get some fungals off on these boys. The Gumio's 3rd base is gone. He's got a new 3rd base, I guess, up here at the 11 o'clock position. Not upgraded to an orbital or anything yet, but the mules are good. The income is fantastic. But Shin taking the opportunity to breathe, take a couple bases down the south, upgrade to a hive. And I still think Gumio's in a bit of trouble here.
If he acts quickly, he's not out of it yet. It's 75 army supply to 60. And Shin is going to have a hard time contending with this army. He's only got 15 Banelings. The bio is now 3-3. Marauders have been added into the mix to help. Beautiful tank shots off on the Bane army of Shin. Gumiho charges forward. The Zerg force really gets wiped. Meanwhile, there's this group of stimmed Marines charging towards the natural base. And with Shin losing his 5th base, he might be running out of steam.
Yeah, he's down 74 to 30 total armor supply, and there's the tap out. Gumio does pull out the win.
GG, Marine Man.
I mean, yeah, there were some Marauders there and some tanks involved, but heavy, heavy Marine production there. Amazing Marine micro. Fantastic stuff. Out of our dude Gumio, I mean, army value was pretty much I mean, everything was favoring our dude Shin, but the constant base deaths were really what got the work done there. So nicely done sniping those hatches. That's how you beat a Zerg anyway in this matchup. So fantastic showing. John Solo throws a GG Gumio's way, and we're not done yet, folks. Gumio found a way to scrap out a win in 1330. We will hop on in to game number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As soon as we get a choice here out of our guy Shin, what map he wants to play on. Yeah, that's just impressive stuff, man. Dude, Shin averaged 650 APM that game.
And yet it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Yeah, I think Fungal needed to come out sooner. I mean, something to catch those Marines would have been massive. Pure Hydroling Bane was not going to be enough. He needed some kind of a spellcaster support there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it... I don't know where it really went wrong for Shin. Just...
He couldn't get a 5th up.
Yeah, Gumiho just kind of did just out-multitask him by poking everywhere, all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if he can do it again. 3 more times.
All right, man. Amygdala is where we are for game number 5 here. Shin up 3 games to 1 against Gumiho. And we'll see what Gumiho has it planned. Can he get away with the same thing again? I don't know. We'll see if he gives it a shot. Bottom left of Amygdala. It is our Red Terran Gumiho.
And in the top right, the monster Zerg has met some resistance. It's Shin.
You see Coca-Cola completely AI generated its holiday commercial this year.
Oh, God. I hate the future.
I mean, that's a milestone, I think. We are pushing towards something. I'm not sure if it's good.
Now, as far as completely AI generated, like, did they just put in 1,000 prompts into one, like, video generating AI? Coca-Cola ad 2, 3, see what it came up with, or...
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty obvious they split the commercial into about 5 different segments because the longer a AI-generated video is, the more it's going to screw up.
Yeah.
So they did that. I think they just had 5 separate prompts, and they stitched them together, and that was it.
Yeah. That's interesting for sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Coke's about as big a brand as there is in the world, so...
Yeah, there's lots of material for them to pull from the internet, though, as far as Coke ads and stuff. And I don't know, like,
yeah, that's true.
They could have looked at thousands and thousands of generated AI things before they found out something.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it actually a good ad, or is it just getting word of mouth because it was AI generated and it's a first?
Well, it's the holiday Coke ad. Like, it hasn't been memorable for like 20 years.
That's true, but
it's kind of retreading at this point. Nobody's ever like, wow, the holiday Coke ad for 2020 was amazing.
Yeah, but nothing's memorable in this day and age because everything passes by so fast on the internet.
True. I would say Arcane is amazing. You should watch Arcane.
Yeah. I think I tried watching the first season and I don't know how far I got into it. It was years and years ago.
I would say if you get it through the first 3 episodes and you're still like, meh, then I think you're good. You don't have to keep going. But if you haven't got to the end of season 3...
I think I gave it an honest try and I just never came back to it. I don't know why.
That's good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've got a sister who got through episode 3 and was like, this isn't for me. And I'm like, all right, cool. Acceptable.
What is with Gumiho's shitty walls?
They're non-existent walls, you mean? Oh my gosh, that gap is so big. That said, Shin is not firing up 20 lings at 3 minutes this time, so he's going to get away with it.
Yeah, but there is literally no reason to do this as Gumiho. Why?
He's baiting Shin?
I don't know, man. Like, this is very, very curious.
Uh-huh. Is that a Reaper up there at Shin's third? Nope, Hellion. What's up, Hellion?
Hellion. There's the solid wall.
Man, finally came through.
There's presently 5 Hellions out. Third CC is done for Gumiho, so he's got that strong economy to fall back on. At the same time, Shin's scouting this, realizes he's got a license to drone as he hits a supply block, fires up 4 Overlords to remedy it. Bit of a macro mistake there from the Zerg. And now he's supply blocked again, though, as he loses that Overlord, so it's good he built another 2. Double Evo for Shin on the way already, so just trying to match Gumiho's upgrade pace.
Yeah, that's what he tried last game, too. Didn't go super well for him. You think it'd be fun to like shoot at a giant floating overlord in the sky with a
so much fun.
Gun? You're just like pew 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 pew.
Those Marines are probably having the time of their life.
That's the happiest they're gonna be for the rest of the game.
They're like, the government pays for my ammo.
Overlords can't shoot back. All right. But damn, third base down from Gumiho. Shin's fourth base is happening quite nicely. 1-1 getting fired up for melee this time around. Baneling Nest Lair, and we're just macroing our absolute face off here on both sides.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to get to 25 minutes, but, you know, we're setting up for some kind of a late game here. The Mule's getting that work in. I think it's funny that the Mule like supposed to return so much more minerals, but then you look at the piece of minerals it returns, and it's like
just the
tiny.
smallest piece.
I think it might be smaller than the size of the minerals the SCVs are returning. Honestly,
yeah,
if not close.
Is it the same mineral size? It's probably just the same mineral like animation, just tucked into the Mule or something.
Yeah. I just think it would be funny if it was just like a giant chunk
like
of mineral.
Half the mineral patch.
Yeah. Is that a fourth? My goodness. All right, Gumiho. I see you. Getting an armory.
Marines are trying to push back some creep. Meanwhile, there is a Banshee shooting away on some lings. Banshee gets pushed on back.
Yeah, queen shots you don't want to mess around with if you're a Banshee. Once again, no going for cloak. He's used Banshees pretty effectively over the last 3 games, but
this could be a very late game map looking at Amygdala. Like, look at this high ground. You park some tanks up on here. There's 3 very close attack pads. If you want to hunker down on 4 bases, you got it.
Yeah, attacking up a ramp like that and some tank, bunker, missile turret, liberator type stuff is going to be a nightmare for Shin.
Yeah, then it's not far to move out and take a 5th base either. Now, the back of this 4th can definitely be attacked. But if you happen to play a race called Terran, which is siege tanks, you can just park one there and...
yeah, cover it. Hey, Lings, get out. There we go. But Niduses do exist. You don't necessarily have to come through the front door if you're a Zerg.
This Marine has got the worst job in the world.
Yeah, he didn't have as much fun there.
Shin spills on down. Gumiho is moving out towards his 4th base location.
I bet he wanted to burrow a Ling there, but that tank took care of that. No problem at all. 97 to 86 armory supply for Shin. He's getting a 2-2 upgrade. He's actually keeping up in upgrades here against Gumiho in this game. Holy crap, you're right.
Yeah. The Evo timing
chamber
is big.
timings were good.
And Gumiho hasn't actually started +2 armor. He forgot it.
Uh-oh.
That
could come
big,
in.
Big uh-oh.
And an infestation pit from Shin a lot faster than last game. Okay, so he is getting into hive tech. Might actually make some infestors here, which would be pretty rad against all these Marines.
Yeah, Gumiho does have double siege tank production on the way, which I absolutely love for to play to this map. Like, there are so many choke points to abuse with these tanks. He's moving on out, trying to bait Shin into a bad fight, as he does have that tank line. He's got the planetary to fall back to if he needs to go that far. And he may even be able to start pushing Shin's 4th base really soon.
Yeah, I don't know. She's got a lot of lings and fast banelings.
Yeah, Gumiho has denied mining for a second at that 4th base. Killed off 5 drones. Marines stim on in once again, and it's that simple. This is going to force Shin into an engagement, but look at this tank concave. However, Shin's engagement is beautiful. There is so much Zerg spilling forward. The Marines get deleted. Gumiho is in a world of trouble as Shin...
He's got enough to take that
Oh my
planetary
gosh.
down easy. Oh gosh, Shin.
The Zerg wave is not stopping Gumiho. He got a little too far ahead of himself, and Shin is just looking to knock him down and go for the win. Gumiho does not have that +2 armor. He forgot it. Marines are being produced as fast as possible, but in this scenario as a Terran, you will never outproduce the Zerg. You will never catch up on supply. Shin is targeting down this base, but he does actually cut his... or take his gains and retreat. Gumiho had a drop off, but it gets shut down. He taps out though.
Yeah, I think got to cancel on a 6 base up there. Try to get inside of the main, get something done, but not enough. And Shin gets a 4-1 victory in our best of 7 finals today for SOOP Starcraft Global number 8. Congratulations to him. Really dominant performance. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if Gumiho has, or if Shin has played in one of these SOOP events. He played in like an Afrika World or 2 in the past, but it's really good to have Shin, another great Zerg, playing in one of these events. And congratulations to him.
Yeah, I mean, I really have to up my esteem of Shin here. I was not really paying much attention to him over the last couple of years, but if he's playing this well now, if he's a top 10 Aligulac player, and he just absolutely took down Classic and Gumiho in fairly convincing fashion, then yeah, we got to watch out for him in the next premier tournament for StarCraft 2, whatever that may be.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want to see another StarCraft tournament, we'll probably be having another SOOP StarCraft Global in about 2 weeks' time. No, help me, that was our final match of the day. But yes, we'll have another one of these events in about 2 weeks. Follow Falcon Paladin and I on YouTube, on X, whatever you want to call it. And this, we both have an online presence, and we both post StarCraft pretty much daily. So check us out.
Sure do. Thanks, John Solo. Good to see your 2-hand smuff. Again, we'll be back in probably a couple weeks. No guarantees, but watch us out on X, and we'll be back. Thanks, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.